taking some breaths.
Wait, where are we?
Where am I?
Where am I? Where are you? Where are we?
Back in the crib, got the true crib. I was better off dead. Yeah, that's all I got. That was it. You're welcome.
For what it was, that was pretty good. I liked it.
Back on my Zoom.
Bienvenidos, everybody. Welcome back to the Almost Never podcast. I'm your co-host, Josh.
My name's Trey.
I'm Sean.
Happy
birthday!
Happy birthday to Josh. Happy birthday to Josh. Happy birthday.
Sorry to cut you off, but
No,
it's a very
thank you.
commendable day. Even though we are 2 days ahead, but Joshy's birthday, one of the best.
Birthday.
One of the best in the world. Joshy, happy
Some
birthday.
say one of the best to do it.
Yeah, if not the best.
The edgiest original.
He's edgy and original. The most fashion-forward friend that... I'm sorry, Trey, but I think he beats you.
Okay.
Yeah, although he doesn't have paint pants. So...
He paints in pants, though.
I do also. I've painted in pants. I got that pair of tie-dye pants that we made, but I haven't washed them again after we tie-dyed. I still haven't washed them.
Damn. Any yearly wisdom for the people?
For
the peasants?
Actually, yeah, I'd say this year. I think you talked about it on the socials earlier, maybe yesterday. I think this year has really been about a lot of transformation, a lot of self-acceptance. Not really denying certain parts of me, who I am or what I'm trying to be, is like just accepting it as a whole and not just what I want to put forth into the world. I think that's like been a big thing. So I mean, I think a lot of the learning, the wisdom is coming from just learning about myself, I'd say.
Awesome. That's huge.
And it's been a great half year with you guys.
Cheers.
Living, laughing, loving
We love and laugh and live
in this crazy world.
so much.
I prefer to laugh, love than live. Wait.
I think you have to live first to laugh. And then love.
Well, I'm just not thinking about it in that way.
It can all happen out of order. It's all good.
Since the spotlight's on you, and you can change this because I feel like I took away from your thing, but how was your week, man?
Pretty hectic, actually. Not too stressful, but pretty busy. At my job, one of our designers went on vacation, and so we've had like designers, like full-time designers, like going on maternity leave. We've had 2 of those in the past year, so now it's just down to 3 full-time, and then one went on vacation, so we got just me and another person. And then we're going to Costa Rica for New Friend Courtney's wedding.
Yeah, super stoked.
Yeah, next week. So I feel bad. There's only going to be one. Shout out Emma. You got this. You'll hold it down. I believe in you. But then, yeah, like just been a lot of work. And then I don't know why I agreed to it, but my mom went to, she's in Switzerland right now. She's on a river cruise with some of her friends and stuff. So I volunteered to house sit for a little bit, watch her dog as well, dog sit. And I didn't really take into account that I also need to get ready for our trip. So I've been doing Trey's commute like since last night. Came back over here for
Chill though.
For the pod. Not too bad, but I mean, like back and forth, that's like 2 hours out of the day.
It is.
Got 22 left.
Yep.
And then just been trying to take it easy otherwise, not push myself too hard. I think I'm good with like packing and everything.
How long are you gonna be at your mom's house?
Till Tuesday.
You going back tonight or no?
Yeah, I'm going back tonight. Yeah, so like I'm dog sitting and I got to drop her off Tuesday morning before I work, cuz I'm going to be working from her house remotely. And then on my lunch break, I'm going to come over here
Dang.
But it's only about an hour around like noon and stuff.
We're about to leave. That's why our stuff's about to.
Yeah, no, like I didn't
I don't
really
have
think about
nothing
that
together.
either.
Yeah, like you were saying, I don't have nothing together.
Yeah,
Y'all crazy.
that's just packing, not even about life in general, but you know.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
One day.
Shout out Marlene. She's always holding me down, making life a bit easier. And yeah,
She's a great lady, man.
yeah, she's quite wonderful.
At least the parts that I know.
The wind beneath my wings.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
dope, dude.
Um,
I'm happy for you.
The
man.
colors of the
She paints with all the colors.
all
Is the one
colors.
you could say.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, that's been about it. Just kind of like trying to stay calm. I was a little,
Get it?
Frazzled.
yeah, like frazzled about like getting ready. Like I was like, oh, I want to buy a new wardrobe, whatever. But I think I'm just like, I have a lot of shit that already goes with it. So why buy new stuff? I would like to buy some like huaraches or something, but I don't know. Like maybe
How dark or light?
I would go like that, like a cork or like a caramel color, not too dark, not no mahogany or nothing.
Tobacco.
Yeah, like a sand,
Mm.
perhaps.
Yeah, they had a sale last week.
Who?
Hirachi, the sand.
Oh.
Those one. I think I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's only one maker that makes them.
Oh no, that's like the type of shoe.
Yeah, but like the
Oh, like the
I feel like there's a one that's specific from like made from like specific. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, I got on the same idea for you. I think I'm gonna try not to buy shoes
yeah.
because I have some.
Yeah, I've got plenty of footwear. But yeah, how are you guys doing? How's this last week in the country treating you?
Trey,
Last full week.
Been a busy week, like Josh said. I just haven't been sleeping because I've been doing stuff.
what you been doing?
Helped the homegirl hang some paintings and pictures and shit one day. Was running around with my dog and doing some other shit the day before, doing shit on a motorcycle that I want to buy the day before that. So
Did you just say you just bought one too?
no, I
Or
want
you're
to
just
buy
you
that
want to
one.
buy the one that you're working
yeah,
on.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I want to, but I probably won't because that's not a smart decision right now.
How was your week back? Since
Oh yeah, like
Yeah,
we're
first- yeah, I was
we're
gonna say
back
you
from
too, yeah.
sober October.
for
So
both of you,
That
you guys
first bowl was crazy on my way to work. I was like blast off.
just faded.
Yeah, it was like half a bowl. I didn't even finish the whole thing down.
Damn.
It was probably like
But
3
you
hits.
also did
It
a.
was tobacco in there.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I mean spliffs, yeah, but I don't know anyone who smokes bowls with tobacco in it.
Yeah, so I was just like,
Mookie Betts over
here. It was crazy.
Did
but
you
yeah.
smoke after?
I still haven't smoked. I just had my first drink of alcohol like with you guys like about an hour ago.
Dang.
Clack clack.
No beers before that?
No beers, no weed. Like the night when it struck midnight into November, I did take a couple rips
Oh, you
from the vaporizer.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
that was
nice.
That was nice.
Have you been smoking? Like, oh yeah, yeah, clearly.
I like will leave it like not next to me while I'm working. I'll just leave it across the room or something instead, so I'm not just chiefing on it all day. And then I had some black tea. That was really
How was
nice.
that?
It was good. But I've had coffee every day since that, and like
Yeah,
I've
Marlene said you were wired.
get fucking
That first
yacked.
day
Just couldn't
Just
stop.
getting
Like, I
jacked
got
on
so
that
much right
fiend.
now.
Because dude, it took me like 3 weeks to get off. Like, because I would have like this midday slump from like 2 or 3 p.m. where I like have to lie down even, and like, but then in the 4th week of October, like
Right,
it was gone.
Yeah.
And now I'm probably just reinforcing it if I get back off caffeine.
Low-key,
But I never
I've
will.
been staying up later too because that's when my energy level is just like I'm not tired. So I wasn't tired or nothing. I was just going to sleep late because I wasn't feeling tired.
Yeah.
So when you smoke, that actually is you smoke yourself to sleep, but you did
Oh
unknowingly
yeah,
though.
unknowingly probably.
Yeah, yeah.
And also the thing I noticed too is that I'm way more extroverted when I don't smoke.
I could. Huh.
It's weird, I know. Like,
Did you go to,
I
like-
mean, I guess that makes sense.
No, that's what like it didn't dawn on me, but like that's how I met that actress or whatever. I was just chilling, talking to her.
Yeah. And you wouldn't have if you were. Yeah.
Because you just be like in
I'd
your
be
own
like,
in your own
whatever.
world.
Yeah, I mean, I already was whatever, but I was just like, hey, yeah, what? Yeah, but no, I think
That was on the way back, right?
No, that was on the way there.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
That was on
wild.
the way there. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, did you Did you like that about yourself, or did you like? Or is it just an observation? It wasn't necessarily positive or negative. It was
exactly.
Just like,
it was just an observation. So maybe I think I'm not as introverted as I am
when you're not high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But since I'm always high, I'm more.
How about did you?
I wonder if there's a filter.
It's less and more filter at the same time. It's like
Yeah.
less filter, but more guarded, I guess.
When you're high.
No, less guarded
when you're sober.
I'm high. More guarded when I'm high, but I have the less filters. I'll just talk to people, but I'm way more guarded.
Got you.
You know
It's
what I
true.
mean?
When we were in London, you were like talking to everybody.
Yeah, I'll talk to. Yeah, it's like I'll have freaking chit chat with anybody, but I ain't gonna learn anything.
You have a
about
chat.
Me. Yeah, have a chat.
Wee bit of a chat.
A wee bit of a chat, mate.
How about you, man? How about you? November, your week. Yeah, how's it going so far?
It's good.
Oh, okay.
I got my passport yesterday.
Was that stressing you a little?
Oh shit! You didn't even say anything about that.
That's what I've been waiting to tell you guys.
Because I was gonna ask you too, but I was just like, I don't really like to get in people's business. But I do remember him saying, "Shit's gonna expire or expired while we're in Europe
in January." Expired yeah.
So I was just like, he knows, he knew, and he should.
Yeah. So it expired January 2023.
Because they say like you shouldn't really even leave the country if it's going to expire within like 4 to 6 months, right?
Yeah.
But
Well, like they do a 90-day thing now, and mine was 3 or a week away from the 90 days. So I was like, okay, we can go. And then I completely forgot. And when we were first talking about Costa Rica, like at the beginning of the year, I was like, oh yeah, I got this. I remember it.
Yeah.
And then kind of like after I kind of just like started focusing on like mental health and my health, it just fell so on the wayside. And so then 2 weeks ago,
wow, shit.
so no, I take it back. It was a month ago. I was like, oh shit, I don't have my passport, so this is a problem. I think we were talking about something.
I'm gonna leave the country,
and I wasn't gonna say anything because we already
You
got
weren't, or you didn't.
I wasn't gonna say anything to you guys yet because I was like, I gotta figure this out. Like, I'm not gonna like say it. Let me figure out.
Are we gonna smuggle Sean in?
Well, I was already like, I bought the
can't
plane
keystring.
flight. Like, that's it. And so I called because they do the urgent one.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you can't call right now. You actually have to call 2 weeks before your flight.
Yep.
I was like, 2 weeks?
I was looking at that when we were going to
that's
Europe.
cutting
I was like,
really
that's real
short.
Too close.
So on the 25th of October, I called, and they're like, we can get you in on Wednesday.
And you had to go physically there, huh?
So I've been to LA 3 times this week.
You went to, what is it?
I
It's
went
not
on
the-
Wednesday.
Oh, that's
not
why
the-
you were out there.
It's not the
Yeah,
embassy,
okay.
but it's
No,
something.
it's the federal
It's something. Department of
it's this-
Treasury? What is
it's
it?
Immigration.
it's like the passport. It's like
Yeah,
literally
it's like
it's like
it's-
the federal passport agency.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you go there.
But they'll give it to you right there, right?
2 days later. So on Wednesday, I went
Ooh.
out there with all my paperwork, paid for it. So a passport's regularly $130.
Yep.
It was $190.
Yeah, because
Oh, that's not bad.
expedited.
Nothing.
The
$60 to expedite it?
yeah.
It's just the nerves.
That's what I paid too.
I
Yeah.
was, so
It was
I was like sweating. We'd bought the room, and I was like, still like, I'm not gonna tell them because like I don't want to. I gotta figure it out first.
You figured this
So
out.
I went out on
man.
Wednesday and I did the whole thing, and I was just like praying. I was like, please don't say you can pick it up on Wednesday, like because that's not gonna work.
Jesus.
And,
So
yeah,
when
it's-
did you physically get it?
Yesterday,
holy.
yeah.
As Ron would say, holy.
So I literally at 1:00 yesterday is when I knew I could actually
felt
go
the
to go.
relief?
Oh my
You were
god,
just like, oh
dude!
my God.
I looked at it, all the naming and everything was right, and I
He's
was
all
like,
checking as
thank
Sphincter was
Thank
clenched for
God.
I would
a
have
month.
rocked it if it was messed up. I didn't care.
yeah. Well, I was like,
But then you can get detained.
yeah,
or not
because
go.
you can't go. Yeah, you can't leave sometimes. You know, I mean, you still have to just to go to the embassy. But yeah, so that's what I was gonna tell you guys. I was like, all right, cool. I can officially go to the wedding. You
Yeah.
guys are talking about like your pants and shirts. I was like, little do they know.
What do you mean, you guys?
talking
you
about
sent
my
your
immigration.
attire in the
Yeah,
group
but I
text.
know, but I had that ready. You were like, I'm not ready. I was like, if they only knew that I didn't have a passport. But
Well-
like for the record, though, if you don't have one,
You can get one quick.
$60 extra, and you get it in 2 days after your paper. You either have to drive to San Diego or LA.
Yep.
LA's a little closer.
It was just that
it's
2
close.
weeks.
I mean,
I saw that. I just didn't want to risk that.
If you were still in
was-
San Clemente,
I
it'd
was
be
sweating.
San Diego.
Yeah, San Diego.
But
But I definitely was sweating because, like, I thought I heard like them tell the person in front of me when I was first there on Wednesday that he had to pick his up in a week, and I was like, "That's not gonna
He said,
work."
"It's not gonna work."
Yeah, and then I got to the window, and she's like, "The dude is cool, and it's super easy. Like, you literally give them the paperwork, they thumb up you, and then they're like, all right, be back in 2 days." It's like, all right. So yeah, that was a big part of my week. That felt really good.
So you had a commute as well.
Yeah.
on top of work and stuff.
Yeah. So yesterday,
Did you just have to take it off work then?
no, I was working.
Oh,
Yeah,
you can strike that. Take that out in post.
Yeah, I was at work. I was at work the whole time.
This is mentally.
Yeah, and like work's been kind of funny because like I was telling you guys I got like whatever reprimanded or something, but then my boss on Tuesday had a full breakdown, and like she was telling me about it, and I was like, it's quite weird because last week I did this.
I was gonna ask, like, did you laugh? I would have laughed out loud.
She was like,
But I would have stopped. But I would have laughed.
I
out
started
loud.
laughing just because she was like, fuck this, fuck that, in the middle of the office. And one of our clients was in the side room and I was like,
she done lost it.
well, yeah, literally, that was me, dude. My
done
hand,
lost
I was like, all right, yeah. And I started laughing, but then I was like, cool, at least everyone else is fucking crazy. And then
It's no fun when you're crazy alone.
exactly. Well, like when you start thinking that like you're the only person.
Can't have fun.
When you start thinking that you're the only person that sees those things, you're like, wait, am I the only person really that thinks this is like messed up? And then when you have somebody validate it, you're like, at least I'm not messed. Like, at least it's not me being like crotchety or ornery or some type of like, because like they try to like, I think in those scenarios, people like to throw around a negative, positive thing. Like, oh, you're just being negative. It's like, no, I think I'm just being human. Like,
I'm just making an observation.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's until like maybe like a few months ago that's how you say it, ornery. I thought it was like ornery.
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 I only know the word ornery first because
Thierry Henry.
Trey and I used to work at Active Skate Shop Warehouse, and our boss, and I throw that in quotes, was a guy named Sean, and it was like a surfer, stoner, dread dude, and his like random friend worked there too, and he was like a Ren Fair guy. You know, remember the dude with the goatee?
I want to do that.
in the ponytail. He worked in. Do you
He's like
remember
a
that
bard.
dude, Trey? He worked back there with it. It was me, you, Sean, and then him. And like anyway, he used to always call Sean Henry, and I was like, "What the hell does that mean?" It's like he's just always grumpy as hell. Like, oh yeah, that makes. He is. Yes, he is.
Henri Sean.
Yeah, but yeah,
Seanery.
Connery. Other than that, though, I don't know. It's been a good week. Picked Laura up from LAX also yesterday, so it kind of worked out. Yeah, it was nice. And then like I really enjoy time away from each, like apart, because you can definitely feel like the actual like desire to be with somebody. And like as soon as she got home yesterday, you could easily feel it in our household too. It was really, really nice. So yeah, that felt good.
You wanted to put it on her?
Keep that thing on her.
Yes.
I desired her very greatly.
Smelt your lightsaber.
Smell your lightsaber.
Smell you now, smell you later.
Yeah. I watched.
We lost something. Just our little backlight.
Oh yeah, yours. It's not lit.
Got it.
You ain't
Slit.
lit.
I don't know what's going on with this thing.
Watch some good media.
What you watching?
Loki season 2.
Ooh, I still haven't watched that.
It's pretty interesting. I don't know if it's either going to be like I love it at the end and they tie it all together, or I just like it's not going. It's going to be one of those things where like, you ever play Super Mario Bros. 2?
That's specific.
Because at the end of it, the whole game's a dream. Like you beat.
I don't remember games.
Spoilers for
Well,
a
I'm
game
just
that's
saying-
30 years old.
I'm just saying, like at the end of it, and it's like kind of one of those. I don't want to like. I hate when you get to the end of like a movie or something, and it's like,
It's a cop out.
yeah, it's like it was all a dream, or like it, like you know.
But what if it was?
I mean, it could have been, but it just seems
Better
like
not be.
cop out. You just spent all that time of your life. And then I started watching The Haunting Bly Manor because I was looking for something spooky for Halloween.
Spooky season.
Did you get scared?
No, it's not that kind of spooky. It's more like
Eerie.
Yeah, and like you're trying to figure out the puzzle of like the
Psychological thriller.
It made me think about what you asked. What if we're already all dead and we just don't know it?
Making a dead podcast.
This is it
for dead people.
We've already gone. We didn't know.
If that were the case, would you be kind of like bummed that?
No, because then I would think, oh, maybe you do have a second chance if that was the case to turn things around
in your same life, like because you were doing it again, right? Because you're already dead, but this is.
We could be like reincarnated. This could be a whole different shaboodle. We don't.
Well,
know.
then if we're reincarnated, then we're not dead.
You're not dead. I mean, like you're like right now,
dead.
you're dead.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're.
This is hell. We're dead.
Or not. I don't know like what hell is.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But like this is like an afterlife scenario. Yeah, but that's what caught me on the idea of the black hole thing I said earlier.
But it would have to be if this was afterlife. If this would be like a purgatory or like hell.
Well, I mean,
Couldn't
like
be heaven.
in terms of like,
or it could be that.
I mean, yeah, like because we're.
I wouldn't know what it is.
I mean, it sucks if you have to pay taxes in like heaven or whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
Mean.
That would be funny if this is actually heaven.
If this is hell, this is pretty dope.
It's a chill hell too.
I mean, like not around the world and everything, but our personal situations, like all things considered. And purgatory, I thought that's supposed to be just you're just like floating in like nothingness and just like you're suspended, you know?
It's like gray.
I mean, that's like Catholic purgatory or whatever.
This could be suspension in animation in time.
Isn't in the movie What Dreams May Come when Robin Williams goes to save his wife? You ever see that movie?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
Is she in purgatory?
I think she was.
Right? Yeah. She was. It's all gray and nothing. There's no emotion and anything like that. Yeah.
That was that whole thing. Yeah. She was in purgatory.
Constantine's... Oh, she's in hell. She's in hell.
Yeah, she was able to go from earth to heaven and hell.
I can walk between worlds.
Yeah. He was able to go into hell.
He just had to take a bath.
Yeah, all you had to do was lay in the water.
That was a great movie.
It was a great movie.
No, but I think that's he had to kill himself, like drown himself. I think they just don't show that part.
Well, no, he like killed him. He tried to kill himself before, which like I think that's why
because he can't die. But I think
every time he kills himself is when he goes over to the other side. That's a cool. I didn't even think about that.
I think that's like what it is. So it's like he's drowning himself, and once he actually gets that blip, he's
about to lights extinguish.
Exactly.
I think that's a pretty good.
That's a pretty cool thought.
Good explanation.
Yeah, that's a really good explanation. Never thought about that.
Kudos, Trey.
Yeah.
I'm a psycho.
I think they were supposed to make a number. Yeah. No one's denying that here. I think they're making a number 2. They were talking about making a number 2.
That'd be cool.
They've been talking about it for a while. They did have a show because like Constantine's actually British in the comic books.
Yeah.
But and they actually had a somewhat recent within the last few years. But I want to see Keanu do that again. I think he's willing for it too. I don't know about Gavin Rossdale though.
Yeah. I mean, he's just playing the bass now. Right, that's what Keanu
Seems like it. Gavin Rossdale was so dope in that movie, though.
That was like the only thing I liked him in. Well, Bush, whatever.
And then who was that girl that was like?
Oh, that was Rachel Weisz.
Yeah, but what was she? Who was she playing? Gabriel?
Oh
no, that's
Tilda Swinton.
That's Tilda Swinton.
Yeah,
she was. She was God.
No, she was
Lucifer.
No.
She was Gabriel.
Was she Gabriel? Yeah, she was Archangel. Archangel Gabriel.
Yeah, she was Gabriel.
Yeah, and she loses her wings at the end.
There's something like
that whole movie. That's so good.
There's something about her, like she looks very alien, but like I find her like attractive in a certain way.
Yeah.
My friend Michelle, she's like terrified of her because of her looks, but I'm like, I think maybe because she does look like an alien.
She looks different-ish. Not bad.
Yeah, no, she just unique.
Very
unique.
much so.
She always kind of plays like maybe not always, but like a wise role. Because in Doctor Strange, she's the first keeper. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's bald in that one.
Mm-hmm. You're right. It looks like Avatar. Aang.
Kind of. She actually does kind of look like Aang.
Looks like Aang.
That's dropping, I think, early 2024 in Netflix. They did a new live action of it, but they got all the characters look spot on. They're actually not white people trying to play. Like it's not.
They got Mongolians.
Shucks,
dude. Like they got all across the board. Like because each section, like they're like
the Fire Nation.
Yeah. Earth, all that. I'm stoked for it. That's one of my favorite shows, man. So good. But anyway, good week. I'm stoked for Costa Rica now that I feel like
we're going to be recording an episode out there.
Yeah, we're going to be recording an episode.
We're going to do it like a little DIY. I think we're going to hold our mics.
We're going to get a monkey.
Yeah, we're going to get a monkey to hold the mics, actually.
I think it'd be dope. We'll have a nice backdrop. I think I want to bring an extra mic so friends could pop in.
Yeah, and we can
just make Tay do the lighting. Tay,
hold,
make sure everything
hold like the lamps in the room.
And I feel like if I bring the 57 and an extra mic, that'll work perfect.
I mean, I could just bring the 7B.
But the 57 is smaller. It's like you can hold it, set it down.
Yeah.
You know.
You think we can get Tay to like sit in one place for a whole episode?
Well, we could have like if anyone wants to
He'll
pop
just,
in,
like,
like
pop
do
in,
5
pop out.
minutes.
Yeah.
Come in and and then pop out.
Say what's
Oh,
up?
you think we can get the bride and groom in there?
It's a possibility.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
They should.
Anyone
That
who's
actually
in
should
our
be a
room?
must.
We should do that like on right when we get there, or Friday, or probably Friday.
Earlier than later, for sure.
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, because it'd be terrible like Sunday night at 10.
Well, yeah, because you guys are leaving at like.
We got to figure that piece
Fucking
out.
Yeah, I
still.
still gotta figure that out.
That
I might
part we
just
don't
walk
know.
to the airport. I don't know.
It's nice because on like when we. It'll take you like 5 days.
Yo, it's just so funny because I know the road. I just
Whatever.
fucking Trey just
Figure it out.
walking through the rainforest.
He's like,
I'll
fuck
bring,
it, I'll
a
do it.
hoverboard.
I got
don't know.
stuff.
I'll make it.
You bring a one wheel.
I'll pay somebody a couple $100. I don't give a shit. We'll make it.
I mean,
I
yeah.
mean, you can just get a taxi or something. Then
Yeah,
you're
that's
gonna do a
what I'm
couple
saying.
$100.
It's-
Just ask Mr. Beast.
Oh, Jimmy, can you sponsor our trip to Costa Rica? We'll eat Feastables and have fun.
Are Feastables frozen, or is it just his?
Isn't it like Lunchables? I don't even know what they are. I've never seen one.
Or are
but
they
I know
patties? Isn't it the burgers? He makes-
Burgers.
he has the Mr. Beast burgers though. Is that different than
Are those
Feastables?
Feastables?
No, Feastables is like
It's the
I think-
chocolate, right?
I think we're all on a different page.
Well,
right
he has
here.
the chocolate, and I thought that was the Feastables.
I know nothing
Look up
actually
Feastables.
about him.
Yeah, he's
I'll
got
look
the
it up right
chocolate.
now.
I've
though.
never actually watched a Mr. Beast video.
Are you serious?
Me neither,
Serious.
actually.
Are you serious? I mean, it's easy to not. I didn't watch my first one until like 6 months ago.
I don't If you explained him to me, I think I'd be more engaged than just some guy that.
Well, at this point, he's just huge, but like,
But
like-
he just gives
he's
money
just
to
giving
people to do.
It's basically okay. So we're in the time when like when do you think reality TV was new? When was it
Reality
like
TV?
2000s?
When was reality TV
Early
like
aughts?
cutting edge? Like oh
No, 90s, or late 90s.
because Real World, right?
Real World
Yeah.
Road Rules.
Okay, so we're in the precipice of that with this whole like IRL and streaming and stuff like that, to where it's like the allure of it now. It's like okay, we know that it's obviously fake, but we also know that it's not all the way fake. Like people are catching feelings type shit. You know what I mean? So it's like I think that's the allure now. It's like what's real and not what's fake.
Yo, this dude's only 25.
Bro, and he's spending like $3 million a video.
I mean, I don't think we're on the precipice. I think we're already there.
Yeah, I would say. I feel like we're
'Cause,
already
like,
there too.
Kai
I think
Cenat-
it's been a while.
Kai Cenat had that jail. Like, have you heard about that? He did the jail stream. Remember I told you about that?
Yeah. But it's fake.
Exactly, but people are now like arguing. It's like, oh, that's not right, or he shouldn't do that. He's glorifying jail. I'm like, it's obviously fake.
I would say though, okay, he's been 2016. Mr. B started doing this in 2012, so
Damn.
11 years. But in 2016, he had 100,000 subscribers. The following year had 1 million. The following year had 10 million. He has 100 million now.
That because it's exponential growth after
Mhm.
100,000, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
So about 20, 30.
he's just got bread, dude. And
2035
he's just,
will be good.
Doing the whole,
No one seems to have anything bad to say about him.
because he's
And so I actually kind of appreciate that, because generally, like, people will try to dig something up on you and tear you down and throw something out there.
well. I mean, only playing devil's advocate, but it seems like if he did, he's proactive and making sure like
No
he's-
one knows.
either. Well, dude, it's like one of his good
find out in
friends
5 years or
transitioned, on the
Oh.
channel basically.
Oh, wow.
Dude, he's just still transitioning. Like his best friend on his channel was like Stu Chris. Now I don't know what he goes by now, but he's fully transitioned at this point from male to female. And like he ducked off for maybe like a year while he was transitioning. But like he was still doing episodes. Like he would still pop in and out. So it's like
So his thing's
Oh.
philanthropy.
exactly
He does,
He
yeah.
does. But I
Well,
mean
that's what you brought him up, though.
it's like that's where he knows he has to spin it at this point because he's so big. So he's just giving money away.
Well, not just that, because I saw he was like he's giving away like 1 million, or he did that thing where he did like 1,000 eye surgeries to give people.
That's what I was
vision.
just reading right now.
No,
Yeah.
but like his
Cataract
the
surgery.
transition, I'm pretty sure he paid for his friend to transit. Like he's he's paying for a lot of stuff. Like he did the wells, like on our thing. He's doing wells all over the world, so he's building wells where people don't have fresh water.
But then, like, because I thought you were going to say something contrary to like, oh, he doesn't have anything bad about him. I thought you were going to say something to the contrary.
Oh no. He may not. Not everyone has to. He may not. He's just very proactive. So it's like it's hard when someone has that squeaky and doesn't give you anything else to like. They just keep on leveling up.
Yeah, because
it's like
you could say with like Bill Gates, he's
just like a nerd.
Well, then it's because his non-profit or it's a for-profit.
It's a non-for-profit.
Yeah, I mean, I think I heard there's this thing like beware of any 401b, whatever.
I forget the.
But like it's like beware of a nonprofit because they're really just
for-profit.
Yeah, for-profit, and they just like
a nonprofit is the best way to launder money.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like he seems to be I mean, he's been doing this since 2012. So
he's clean so far. He doesn't have
thus far.
He doesn't have, but that's like kind of how we were talking about like Will Smith though. It's like in his mind, what is it that could knock him off a pedestal? Probably could be something super small, but he's like, dude,
he's blown it up in his head.
Exactly, you know what I mean? So it's like everyone's got that one thing, you know. But he seems like he's
one thing.
He seems like a very cool dude. Like he seems like he's definitely trying to help.
Does he since I've never seen a video?
Years old, like how much
does he have like much personality that comes through in his videos? Because that's what I'm saying. He's like
very dry. Like all the personality came from his crony of friends.
His like the editing team that like puts everything together.
No, he has his not even the editors. He has people on camera that are his legit friends. And
they're the spice of life.
They're the spice of life because then you start getting into like their characters.
Well, I was just saying, like part of the magic though is the editing, like because
it's very quick. Like and his videos aren't longer than 10, 12
like
minutes.
they condense like 2 weeks of footage into like even 2 longer, minutes or like however many minutes.
Because he does some that are like 360-day type challenges, and it's 10 minutes. Like it's quick.
I think at that young an age though, to like be constantly making content where your whole life is televised. Or broadcast rather,
right? Yeah,
that's got to do something.
Of course,
because he's been doing that since he's 15, then ish.
Yeah,
right.
I think a little younger, and obviously he's got something in his mind that he has a thing with control. Like he bought a block for his friends to live on by him.
Yeah.
Like he's over possessive and controlling for sure. You could just obviously tell. I'm not saying that's bad, but you know what I mean.
It's not good, but like that's a trait to keep track of or something.
That's what I'm saying. So he don't have nothing bad, but you could definitely tell he's very controlling, I would say. And
I kind of want to watch a video now. Like
it's really good.
What would you say if like to say 1 or 2 videos? Which one would you recommend?
They're always good because he's always leveling up. Like he does the craziest thing. Like the last one I saw, he literally did 10 different levels of like laser. You know, like when the movies would have the lasers and spies are trying to.
Oh, I've heard about a bunch of his stuff.
Yeah, he just did that, and it was cool because he's giving away money, and it's like obviously all the people that I think he's giving it to are already influencers, so I don't think they need the money.
Yeah, nobody needs that money.
They're already like good on camera. They know how to talk and stuff like that, so that makes the videos even that much better. But yeah, no, he seems like he's got it figured out for sure on that sense.
Damn, he employs over 250 people.
Bro, a lot of people have come from his little lineage. Now they're like branching out. Like there's this dude Sneeko that's in like the Andrew Tate world, and he was an editor, for Mr. Beast.
But they don't have any like. But you know how
like
the people like from No Jumper branched off.
Yeah,
that was not amicable breakups. Like
it
that
wasn't, and that was like a first of its thing for them. That's why it was like
because they grew up with the whole thing, and then it was like just came to a breaking point. But with like Mr. Beast, it seems like.
People are interchangeable, and he has enough people that it's like,
and it's like, like he doesn't seem bitter about like somebody, building success on their own individual merit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I imagine he's intense.
He's got to be
behind the scenes.
Yeah, and like I don't mean I'm like guessing.
Like
he must be intense.
He said he's so over analyzing stuff that he'll shoot a scene like an opening scene 100 times, even if he just felt like. He hesitated a slight second too much after saying a word or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, because they have everything broken down so much to where it's like, you got to say this here.
It's all in a system. And it's like super structured.
He's got writers, editors, production. So he's got everything.
Everything.
Yeah. So the Feastables are chocolate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the Mr. Beast burger is actually a place.
This is the Ghost Kitchen.
But they got like
In New
apparently
York
they
City.
had
They already got hit.
yeah, they're his business partners because there's been reports of bad quality control.
Bad
like people are
quality
getting
control,
like raw burgers, or it's just like shit in general. And so that's probably the only thing is business partners have maybe some bad.
It sounds
bad
like
stuff to say about him.
well, it sounds like he signed on to Mr. Beast Burger, and now he regrets it.
Well,
Yeah.
it was like what is it, Logan Paul with that crypto zoo thing he was doing. It was just like a good idea, and obviously he can market it, but they didn't have the wherewithal to actually facilitate stuff. So that's why it went to ghost kitchens, and you can't do quality control on something that is different.
There's no franchising. Like,
Everything is different. They can just carry the shit. You know?
The process isn't like normal. There's no structure to the
no
process.
structure.
It's just
So
like
that's what
everybody
it was.
does it on
It
their own
wasn't
thing.
like it was all bad. It was like certain ghost kitchens that carried the Beast Burger were just not
doing it.
So the Charlotte Hornets are sponsored by chocolate.
Yeah, it's the
Interesting.
chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Kai Cenat too. His little 7 days in jail was sponsored by Mr. Beast. He had a big old Mr. Beast little symbol.
It's
in
just
the
Mr.
jail.
Beast though. It's not it's not Beastables.
That was Mr. No,
It's just the Mr. Beast because I think
the Mr. Beast.
I think that's what same thing with Charlotte. I think they're just sponsored by
Mr.
Mr.
Beast.
Beast.
Yeah.
I thought it said it's like
It may be
Feastables.
Feastables though. I think it is. I think it is the chocolate. I think that's what he's putting everything under. I think it is the chocolate. But that's his like channel symbol though. That panther with the pink stripe through it, the blue panther. But yeah, no.
Speaking of Charlotte, I think I really had a lot of, or actually, I didn't know anything about this whole play-in tournament that's happening in the NBA now. And Sean, you've enlightened us a little bit about that.
Small. Yeah, you're right. Okay, Feastables. It is Feastables signed the partnership for Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
It's only a month long. Sorry, going back to the in
Season tournament.
Yeah, so it's only a month long, and every team is in a bracket, and you play 4 games. Like you play. I don't understand how that 4-game thing is. It or maybe it's five teams per bracket.
Is it single elimination?
Well, it's points, I think,
What
in
do
the
you win,
first
a little
brackets.
trophy?
Yeah, it's trophy and money.
A lot of money.
I think
I don't know about that for basketball, man.
Why?
Why not?
They don't make enough money.
No. Just the whole like incorporating a different kind of style of tournament, like basketball. Yeah, just no tournament.
Well,
bro.
because it's like, the whole thing I think was to make the regular season more like, just make it count more, make the players more enthusiastic about it. So what will make them more enthusiastic than throwing money at them? I guess.
You're right.
Because like they agreed to it, the Players Association agreed to it.
Obviously, who's going to turn down money?
But it's like it's not any games that they wouldn't play normally,
regular.
right?
Yeah,
No,
it's regular
extra.
games.
It's just
Yeah.
the regular season incorporated into like a tournament.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's kind of dumb to me.
It is. It doesn't really make
It's
a
not
difference.
soccer. We're not trying to make
No,
a
but I
new
think
game.
I think though it does bring a level of excitement to
To what though?
I think to the sale of the game.
But
I mean,
it would
'cause-
have to be the fans would have to buy in to that, and I don't think there's too many fans at least right now buying into this whatever tournament.
I mean,
is.
I guess like
I don't know.
I could say like how there is like the FA Cup in the Premier League, like how maybe like say Sacramento won the in season tournament. So like I mean I think the
Now
crowd
you're a
does
winner of something.
yeah it does make a big deal. Like it's not just like in the Premier League, they're not winning the whole thing,
Yeah.
but like they're winning the FA Cup, and that's like it's not the biggest thing, but it's like
It's still pretty
something.
big. I mean,
I understand, but it's like it's already. It's kind of one of those things. It's like okay, it's broken. Don't. Why are you trying to fix it? You're trying to incorporate stuff that's in a whole different sport. Like like why are you putting that into basketball?
what's it the only?
It would be like the same thing if they did it for baseball or they did it for football. It'd be like, why are you doing this? The sport has been played for over 100 years. It's fine.
But then like it's at
I don't
the
have
same
any-
time, it's like if it's not any different than that, then like it's not changing the game for you. It's not. I don't think it's a detriment. I think it's maybe it's a bit manufactured in that, but like I think say in 5 years it won't be a big deal.
Do you think it'll still be around though?
Well, that's the whole thing. If it's like if the people support it,
I like the idea of the tournament because you have ideally you have healthy teams. At the end of the season, you don't. So I like the idea that you get to see a winner early on all teams that are healthy. Like right now.
But in basketball, what would that matter? Who cares if you won an in-tournament championship? Wouldn't it still matter who?
Well, it's
won
not a
the
ring,
title?
but it's just like that.
That's what
It's
I'm
like
saying.
it's like in,
But it's
it
like
is
a cup, though.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
a
like
cup.
That's what I'm saying. In basketball, there's never been that. In football, there's never been that.
Yeah,
In
but, like-
baseball, there has never been that.
But then
So,
that's like
I hear you, but like in this, like like in footy, those were never there, and then they got addressed. Like they brought like
I think
champions.
they've always been there. There's just so
No.
many leagues.
They haven't. Mm-mm. At one point, there was just leagues, and there wasn't an FA, there wasn't a Carabao Cup, there wasn't Champions League.
But that's what I'm saying, because soccer has so many competitive, I guess, higher level leagues. It makes sense for them to have different cups. It doesn't make sense for the same basketball teams that are already playing the same people to have cups.
well, but then that's
doesn't
also
matter
because
for-
this is for entertainment, which is
Yeah,
also for profit. But
exactly.
then like, you're saying that the game shouldn't evolve.
I don't think that is evolving, because it's like for basketball, this is what I'm talking about specifically. Like for football or baseball, it's
Just
the
talk
World
basketball.
Series. Well, any of those sports, they have one thing: World Series, national title. That's
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
It's nothing else.
Mhm.
All there ever been else was MVP or All Star.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm saying for this new thing to get big, it would have to, people would have to like act like it cared. And if it's not at the end of the season, it's not like you're the best. You just won maybe 4 games. Who cares? You won 4 games in a row. You were on a streak.
But that's how any cup is.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think it fits.
Yeah, but
for
then why
those
not?
sports.
Is it just because it's like you like it how it is and you don't want
No,
to
no.
see
I'm just
things
saying. I don't
change?
think it fits for those sports.
I mean, but it's not any different. So how is it any like? How is it changing it? It's like
It is. I just said that in soccer, there's so many different leagues that are professional that play. That's why you can have different cups. NBA, there's one league. Football, there's one league.
I think
Basketball,
Carabao Cup is just the exact same EPL teams that play each other. I don't
Yeah.
think that there's any teams outside of it. Like I think the U.S. Open. Oh no, I take that back. U.S. Open Cup is not that. I would say the only one thing. This is on your side in a sense. From where you're coming from. Like I do think it would be cool if teams that were not in the NBA were somehow playing in
That's
it.
what would
that
make
would be
sense.
cool. That would be cool.
That would make sense. But then that's an Olympics or something like that.
I mean, but it doesn't have like at the same time Josh is saying though, it's like to me, it doesn't matter in terms of changing the sport, so I like it because I just happen to fall on that side because I'm just like.
But we do
it
that
doesn't-
anyway. There's FIBA every year. Nobody cares about it like
No,
I
that.
mean, I think a lot of people care about it.
I think
Not
though,
like NBA.
I
Well,
think
no,
though, if
no,
you're a
'cause it's
Knicks
just a
fan
tournament.
and you win,
It still doesn't.
no, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying. I think for fans, it's a way to get hyped on something, and I think it's a way for the NBA to get people. Hopefully, their goal is to get people to watch the games earlier in the season because
Yeah, because I don't.
what we
fucking
say
watch.
last week, we don't watch until usually after Christmas. Like that's literally the same thing. So I think maybe that's what they're trying to push. I'm imagining it's going to have changes as it goes, but I think they're going to try to keep it.
Well,
around.
also sponsorship money. It's like official sponsor of FA Cup. It's for money,
oh yeah,
viewership, money,
Everything's
sponsors. Like they're
sponsored.
just going to bring more sponsors in, and I do like it. It's not going to change it drastically, but like yeah.
But it
if the
doesn't
Clippers
add
won,
anything to it,
I'd be
though.
fucking.
it does.
I mean, I
What
think
does
it's
it add?
for the fans. Like,
But it's for
like
the
you
fans.
s- like
I think
you
it's
said.
a street cred thing. I think
But
like
there is no. And that's why I first started saying the only credibility that this has is whatever the fans put on it. If the fans put absolutely no credibility,
agreed.
on,
Yeah.
then
So
it
if
has
no one cares at the end, then it has nothing. But I don't think that'll be the case. I think
You think it'll have the same amount of credibility as winning a
No,
MVP
but
or winning a
obviously
title?
MVP doesn't matter. I don't think that has. I don't think MVP is a big deal. Like I don't think anyone as a fan goes, my player was the MVP because they're from my city or something. I don't think that.
Well, I think too, it's because you don't have like a team. You're like a player fan. Like I'm like a team fan. Like if the Clippers won, I'd be fucking hyped on it.
I like the sport. I like players. In
Yeah,
the
but
sport.
So?
that's what
but
his
doesn't
point
mean like
is,
yeah,
though.
that's your thing.
His point is like you
like
don't have a
I
team.
like, but I think a majority of fans have a team that they root for.
But since you have a team and if your team won a cup,
I'd be fucking hyped.
I'd
on
be
it.
hyped.
but what does that? What's
Bra-
the relation?
that's
to
the
a
whole thing
title,
is
though?
bragging
What's the relation
bragging
to a
rights.
ti-
It doesn't
But
have to
But
be.
I don't
what
think
are
you-
the bragging rights? You didn't win a title. You won a cup.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
still won a
But
cup.
you
You
still
still
won-
won a
you still
tournament.
beat-
There's
yeah.
however many teams they did not win it. This one team won it, and yeah, it's not as prestigious, but they still won. They still
But is
beat
it
out.
a real tournament?
they still
though,
earn
if they're
it.
already the same games. They're
What would make
playing?
it?
That's
What would make it not a tournament though?
It goes from
if they have to do something outside of their normal season games? that would make it a real tournament. Just because you have to play these guys anyway, and now we're calling it a tournament doesn't make it a tournament.
Well, but that's like Carabao Cup. Like
you just call the tournament. Anything makes it a tournament.
Yeah.
I gotta call you on that. I mean, it's just whatever one wants. If somebody wants to call it a tournament,
just because I understand that, but just to say, last year they played the same amount of games and it wasn't a tournament.
Yeah.
So now we're calling it a tournament, and if you win that game, you're going to get a medal.
I mean, I think, and I think you have your, like I was saying, the first round is the first month, and each team has 2 home games and 2 away games, and then it goes into like knockout phases, and the knockout phases, I think it's a one and done scenario, which is cool because the NBA never does one and done scenarios. It's usually like a round of 7 or best of. I think it could be exciting. I think.
But what is
exciting
for? Though?
Honestly, though, like actually, I would be stoked. I was ambivalent before, but now actually discussing it, I'm actually like, if any team like won the very first ever, even if it doesn't have the prestige with it, but they won the first ever in-season tournament, like I think they would be hyped on it. The fans would be hyped. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, maybe like, it's going to grow and change, but like I think it's cool. Like it's not detracting.
Who cares who won like the conference title if they didn't win the title?
Well, I think it like the Clippers went to the Western Conference Finals for the first time like a few years ago. I got fucking hyped on it.
No, but what I'm saying is, okay, with that perspective, we both go to the finals. We both won a title conference already, conference, Eastern or Western, right? So with that logic, then the losing team should just be as hyped anyway because they just won a conference title. But that's not.
I mean, they are. I think like
that's
certain
not
teams
how
like
it goes.
Well, I think the night that they win, they're extremely hyped.
Of course, but the night that they lose the NBA title, they're extremely.
But of
sad.
course, you're going to be sad. You're not going to go, well, at least we did that. No one's going to say that. I mean, I like.
Why not? They just won a title.
I kind of think you're building.
Won a title.
Yeah, but you're kind of building that.
That's a cup, right? They just won a cup,
but it's not the same.
Why not?
Well. First thing, like your title, your conference final title is in the same realm as the final game.
It's the playoffs.
It's the playoffs. Like you're in the playoffs.
Okay.
So you're in the playoff game. So it's all one connected contingency.
I'm just saying, at the end of everything, do people care if their team won a conference title and lost the final?
But I'm saying like that's not part of the cup.
That would be, though, because you could win the cup and lose the title. So that's what I'm saying. What puts the mystique?
Well, yeah, but like, look at this as like teams that don't necessarily always go like.
But I think if you don't win the title, then what puts the mystique on this cup?
Well, titles generally always hold hype, but even with footy, like if you don't win the Premier League, but you win the FA Cup, the story is you didn't win the Premier League, which is the grand. But you did win the FA Cup, which is also pretty damn good because that means that you had to beat other teams in a do or die scenario.
Are there way more teams in soccer? Because it just doesn't seem like it makes sense for
There's
basketball.
not as many, right?
It seems like there has to be way more teams for this. Like basketball, how many teams are there?
30?
Yeah, but look at like
15.
I mean,
15. That's nothing. To
look
be
at the people. Like, look at the
tourneys.
first time that Milwaukee went to the conference finals. Like, they were fucking hyped. Even if they didn't win the championship, they were still fucking hyped. I think it shows like if it's
they
like
were hyped to get to a final.
Okay. Like I get it, but look, teams that aren't like necessarily like it's not going to matter to the Lakers or Boston or whatever. Like, but teams that are in traditionally smaller markets or smaller teams, like if they make it to that level, the fans are hyped.
And if it brings them money, it helps out the team.
The end, like that.
I think the end goal of it all is
more viewers. Like,
yeah,
it will be like no matter what you think, there will be more viewers at the end of the tournament than not.
So okay, to your point, if the Magic win this turn-in cup, if the worst team in the league wins a turn-in cup,
that'd be the Pistons for sure.
If the Pistons win the tourney, okay,
yeah,
what does that matter?
That they won.
They're getting money, so they can actually spend more money on staff, players, whatever.
I hear your side, and I don't expect you to ever care about it because I get it. But I'm just saying there is a separate side that will think it's cool.
It's a possibility.
I mean, we just said that there is.
I mean, I didn't care about it. I actually care about it more now than at the beginning of the conversation.
I'm interested to watch it now. Mm-hmm. I'm interested to watch those games because it gives me something. I mean, ultimately, you're tracking a scenario with an end goal that's not in April.
I mean, also like,
but that's
on
That's
the point,
where I
like,
have the problem. Is like, what does it matter if we still play more games and there's still a real winner?
But
It's like,
but then
guys
you're
are the
saying
fake
like,
winner.
if you got the MVP but you didn't win the championship, oh, I don't care about it. Like
well,
they still
MVP
care about it.
championship is something different. That's like,
Well, this is something different.
it's
It is
not
something
though.
different. It is
It's something
though.
different though.
It
It's a
is different.
team
If you're
title.
still
That's
getting
the thing.
money for
if
it-
you're saying we're the champions of what, this tournament?
Yeah, but then the teams at the end. So okay, let's say you have three. You have the first month, and then like you have 6 pods, I think it is. And out of all those, the top 2 teams go. Then the games that are played in December, and I think all in Vegas, like you have like matchups that are happening that aren't like necessarily set on a, like right now I can't, like I can look at future games, those games aren't set yet, you know?
So there is a level of.
Yeah,
It's not just the games that are set on calendar.
there can't be. No, cuz you're matched up with whoever wins the brackets, and then those are knockout games.
So it does.
But that's what I'm saying, because I don't know how it really works. 'Cause to me, it read like it's regular games. There is
For
no.
the first month, it's 4 games. Each team plays 4 games, and they are their regular games, but they are tournament games. Then after the first month, I think it ends on the 28th, the winners of the bracket go to play each other, and those games can't be called right now because you don't know who's going to win the
But
bracket.
those games are part of regular season games.
That I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But I think all of that, though, goes into there's like a. It can't be. They can't be.
I feel like it
that's
has
what-
to be because it's like
Of course,
the people
but
who
then you
don't
would
win
have to
are
have-
gonna not play
You would
games.
have.
Like it's
You
gonna
couldn't.
be.
You would have to know who was playing though. If it's not though, that's why I'm confused. That's why I'm truly.
Because you could
confused.
actually have multi. Because you.
It would be different. You wouldn't know who's going
I
to play.
don't think you could know who's going to play because you could end up playing more games than
That's
another
what
team.
I'm saying. That's why
That's
to
why I
me
think
it's
it has to stay
confusing
the
because to
same.
me it reads as if the season's exactly the same, but we're calling these games part of a tournament. And if you win these games, then you get to win the tournament. It makes no sense.
Okay,
to me.
so like look at this. Like building on that point, James Harden just went to the Clippers.
That's dope. I was gonna tell you guys I'm a Clipper fan now.
Really?
No, I don't believe anything
For
you say.
Harden?
For Westbrook and Harden.
Got a hard on for Harden, and the little.
I have so
Kawhi
many
and
questions
George.
about it in general, but yeah.
But look at this. Like if they linked up and to kind of like prove themselves, wouldn't this is a very specific case though, but if they won the in-season tournament with Harden just joining, wouldn't that'd be, I feel like if nothing else,
But if
the
they
fans,
didn't win
yeah,
the title, what would it matter?
but it's like to prove it, like, oh shit,
To prove what though? They lost.
to prove that, no, I'm saying like that if Harden, like, this is not saying anything about the end of the season, but like a morale boost for the team. It's like, oh shit, Harden is doing better than he was on the Rockets, on Philadelphia. Like,
Isn't that what the All-Star break is?
no,
What?
Morale boost?
No.
Have some
no,
fun?
that's just a rest. Like, yeah, it is, but like I'm saying, if they won the in-season tournament, the Clippers, and they just have this new team,
Oh, I get
wouldn't
what
that be
you're
a
saying.
morale
That would
boost for
give
them? Like,
yeah, I get
it's
what
like,
you're
oh,
saying.
okay, this was the right decision. This is a very specific case
I know, I
just
got
for
what you're
them,
saying.
but like that'd be
I
cool.
Honestly, no, it would be cool, and I feel like it could be, but I don't know if players at that, and this is specific to the Clippers because they're all kind of in like that 33 to 36 range. I don't know if they're looking at it like that.
No, I don't think they're not. That's not their goal is to win the in-season tournament. Their goal is to win a chip. But that would be reinforcement, like just for the team themselves. Like,
But
oh, okay,
that's what I'm saying. To Sean's point, this is and could only be a play for the fans. Obviously, the players
Yes.
voted for it
I
because they
think.
can get more money. But like to your point, what you just said, I think that anyone that's competing in that league and who wants to win a title.
But then look at this though. There's players that obviously like they wanted to win for their team, but
Yeah.
they realized it. And then what got them to go to a different team? Money.
Of course,
So then they're getting
but
money.
It's legacy, and look how people talk to Charles Barkley. Look how people talk. Allen Iverson. More choice.
But isn't that also like, oh, like back then they had like they were injured and they had to play through that injury? Like that doesn't sound great. Like maybe it would made for good TV, but or like great for the fans. But like I don't want like one of my favorite players if he's injured, but they don't want him to show it. They don't want to say he's injured, but they make him play in any way or do whatever contest.
That's just
like
where we are now. Yachty and J. Cole spoke on that too, and he said the biggest thing with why he doesn't think that this is the like a heater generation for hip hop is because everyone's afraid to say that they're the best, And if they feel like they're the best, they're not going to ever say that they don't think someone else is good. Because he already asked J. Cole specifically, he's like, who do you think's the best between you, Dot, and Kendrick?
Or yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's the question. And he's like, well, I mean, you know what my answer is. I'm going to say myself if you're really asking me.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to answer that question. And I think that's where we are now. There is no tenacity to be like, motherfucker, I'm the best.
I think
I'm the best.
That like those bars and stuff, like that's not like the style. Like what you were saying, it's like the lyricism isn't up front. So like
10 years ago, everyone would say I'm the best. Regardless, we could have different styles, different anything. I'm the fucking best.
I mean, young rappers always say that. They still say that.
But I'm talking about the best. And like if you ask Jay-Z, he's still gonna say he's the best. When he was at the top, he was gonna say he was the best.
Yeah.
Like I just said, you ask J. Cole, he's not gonna say nothing. He said what he said.
Pusha T will still say he's the best.
He's from
a different realm.
But that's just like, that sounds like an old person, just like how they complain about, the kids these days, and that maybe that's true, but it's like,
it is true.
It's not the same as it was when I was liking things, so I don't like it. But it kind of sounds like a complaint.
This was a younger generation artist asking the crossover artist, because Yachty, to me, I still consider him young.
Yeah, he's young,
and J. Cole is that like he's in our generation.
He's like an older head, yeah, for sure.
I also don't think that matters anymore, though, that much. It doesn't hold the same type of like level of like it's kind of like how.
But why doesn't it hold? That's kind of the
because
that's
I think
the whole
it's
topic
kind
of question.
Yeah, I don't think it holds as much anymore because there used to be less. There were like we were talking about. It was last episode, 2 episodes ago, and we were talking about like how art and the overconsumption of art and how like music doesn't last because there's so much of it. I think it's really easy to say you're the best when there's a lot less voices to be heard, but there's so many voices to be heard right now that it's like kind of hard to be like, I'm the best. Like it was a lot easier when like the pool was smaller. It's kind of like, I mean, this is like a stretch bit, but it's kind of like how I feel about pretty people now. And I know some of it's AI and some of it's like that, but they're like if you look at social media, there are so many more beautiful people that you can see now, as opposed to if you were this age 20 years ago, you would just be like, there's not that many.
It's like you look at magazines, movies.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, it's super small. It's a small like demographic. So it'd be easier to say like that model is the most beautiful model because I don't have sight to that many. But I just don't think that we live in the world anymore of like somebody being the best because it's really easy to be like, there's literally millions.
Tekashi said he was the best rapper.
But what's to still stop somebody from having that personal wherewithal to be like, I am the best?
Because I just don't think that people. I think with
so something's wrong with that.
No, I just don't think people believe. Like I think people maybe it was easier to believe when they didn't have that many other people like rapping and stuff. But I think now like it's probably like.
So you think people really believed when they were saying it back then that they were the best?
Yeah, I think Jay.
People right now don't think that they're the best. And they're afraid because there's more music out there to say that they're the best?
If J. Cole really thought he was the best and he truly, truly believed it, I don't see why he would have a reason why he's saying it. Like, I don't see why he'd be like, oh, I'm afraid to say it. Like, I don't, like, if somebody really believes something.
See, I'm on the flip with you. I feel like the Tupacs and those guys, they maybe didn't necessarily believe that they were the best, but they were just going to be like, I'm the best.
Maybe. Well, then, I mean, I don't know. This is a conversation we'll never have an answer to because we're not them. We don't have the conversation. I do just kind of chalk it up with like, I wonder this like on a lot of things. It's like the less you have to pull from something. It could be art. It can be food. Like small cities, small towns. If you only have like a couple restaurants, you might actually think that your restaurant is the best, like your food's the best, until you go into a like LA and you're like, oh my god, there's food everywhere all around. I can get like noodles.
There's brown people here.
They cook everything. What's going on? But yeah, I mean, I think that kind of throws it a little. I don't know if like being a master at something is even considered like special anymore to viewers.
That's why I think that there is no care for being a best or whatever, because there's just everybody's kind of just like,
well, because it's like they just want to make their music that they really like. It's not like about like you're saying I'm better than you at this or that, because it's like there's no more East Coast West Coast. It's like even now it's just like you're very hyper regional, Like, where in Houston are you from? Like, you're not from LA. You're from like Inglewood or you're wherever. Like, what part of Atlanta or something? Like, I think it's.
Am I missing the point? Because I mean, rappers still do be saying I am the best.
Yeah, I think they do.
Right? Or am I?
But that's what I say. Like young rappers, I hear like a lot of young.
I'm saying that is still a thing. I'm just saying the best right now are not saying
because who
is the best.
Because I don't think that. I think
what
for
I'm
them,
saying.
it's not. It's like a. It doesn't. There's no. I don't think like they've been in it enough where I think that doesn't exist. I don't think the idea of like I'm the best.
And that was what Yachty's question exactly stemmed to. J. Cole. Why does he think that he doesn't need to say he's the best if he does think he's the best? Just because there are two people maybe within a realm
that's why
of
I don't
closeness.
think that's why he probably doesn't think he's actually like you were saying it earlier about the whole like sports analogy thing. Like I think because there was a lot smaller of a window, like. And for younger rappers, they also haven't been doing it as much. It's easier for them to be like, I'm the best. I think if you're older, like, I think Drake's probably the best of a pop rap song. I don't think anyone can beat him. I think if you want the best pop rap song, it's going to be Drake. I don't know anybody else who can beat them. I think if you want a non-catchy song, that's probably Cole. I like somehow he does it. Like he writes the best. It's like not supposed to be catchy, but yet you still on it. And I think in terms of artistry, that might go to K-Dot.
Kendrick is the best non-catchy artist out there. He doesn't make catchy shit.
You know what I mean? Though it's like the best. 10 years ago,
but I don't think there is
they were the best.
I don't think there was the best. Like how you were talking last week about.
Well, just
about
say Drake
basketball.
said 10 years ago that he was the best. He no longer is.
But he doesn't have to prove himself.
But I mean, K-Dot and J. Cole, I think K-Dot said he was the best like
a while ago,
2 years ago.
When?
On the Family Ties.
Oh, I mean, they all sprinkle it. J. Cole just sprinkled it. They said, who's the greatest? Is it Aubrey? Is it K-Dot? Or is it me?
Yeah, so they still say it.
I'm feeling like Muhammad Ali, so he's...
Well, I mean, like, I don't know. I think people, now that I think about it, I think, like, Akeem Ali, like, he says he's the best on his shit. Like
people
all the time.
Say it. That's what I'm saying. But it's just
you're saying the best at the top, like because then
that's
a little bit tired. It's like you said that 10 years ago. Do you have to keep saying it?
That's what I mean.
But to the fans, is it tired? Because that's what this genre is kind of is. It's like the debate, the allure.
Because I think they want their artists to evolve and stuff.
They already don't work together.
Bro,
so
if you hear like Jay-Z or Lil Wayne again tell you how they're the best, you're like. It's been 20 years, man. We get it.
But when they were the best and they were saying they were best, nobody was saying that, and that's what I'm saying.
Everyone was saying it. Nas was saying it. Biggie said it.
No.
Mace probably said it.
I'm saying when they are the best and they are saying it, fans aren't saying it. We're echoing it. You are the best. You are the best. So what I'm saying right now...
But you're saying it's like, the fans are echoing what the artist is saying. That's going to happen regardless of when and who.
No fans are echoing Akeem Ali being the greatest, beside 3 maybe.
But they're still saying it. Like,
3.
Just because not everybody's saying it.
That's what I'm talking
fans
about,
do say it, though. Like,
yeah.
I
look at Taylor Swift. Look at Beyonce's fans. They're still saying they're the best in like everything.
There's sometimes
Olivia Rodrigo fans. Oh, she's the best. Harry Styles, he's the best.
Like, I feel like there's sometimes a knack for you to kind of like say like only it's like 2 or 3, but we don't know the size of like the fans and like every
I'm just
musician.
saying Akeem Ali is not on a level of a Drake or.
But they don't have to though.
They don't have to be.
Dude,
like,
there's people
just
that
to
think,
say it.
There's people that think MXPX is the best band ever. Ever.
Sean, I get that, but what I'm talking about is arguably the best people. Not
that's
people
still
that
you're saying
arguably
arguably just makes it like subjective.
It's subjective to the realm of the top people, which gives you the realm of the subjectivity.
But if they're at the top people, why do they have to say they're the best? Why does it matter anymore? Does it matter if
who is the
if Travis
best?
Scott was like, I'm the best? Does it make you
the best? It's who is the best.
But that's so subjective.
And also, it's like
why does it matter?
It's also like the same conversation that you had last week, talking about how you can't do that. Like last week, you were literally saying that this conversation is the one thing that you can't do. You can't.
I said you can't compare generations. All I'm saying is what Little Yachty, who is a younger generation artist, asked someone of our generation and who is one of the biggest, arguably the biggest artists, why they don't, not anyone specifically, but Kendrick, Cole, and Drake. Why don't you three say this? That was the question.
I feel like they do, and also I just feel like it's a beating.
Honestly,
it's a
coming
beating
from
a dead
the
horse.
horse's mouth, that he says they don't. He says he knows what they all know what cloth they're cut from, and that's where the respect lies. They all know at any time what someone of them could do, but none of them go out there and say, like,
Well, are you saying then why don't they say that?
yeah,
that was a question.
That was Yachty's question. Why?
No, I'm saying, what
Yeah.
is your question?
The same thing. Why they don't say that?
What do you think it is?
I don't know why.
What does it matter
Well,
to you? What's the importance?
Because I kind
of
of
the
feel where
relevance?
Yachty was coming from, saying that this is not like a golden era of hip hop. It's an easily forgettable era of hip hop because of maybe that one thing. That
So
was his whole
People
thing.
will forget about it because they don't know who the best is.
Not because they don't know who the best is, but it's just there's so much going on. It's such a fast blase blase blase. No one really cares to remember anything. So it's like when you have the best, not even really being like I am the best. They may sprinkle some stuff like we just said in there. It's just kind of like, well, is there a love for this thing still? And that was his question.
I just, and then I kind of want to change the topic, but just makes me think though, like if an older person says they're the best, I feel like the younger generation wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah, like okay.
Like I mean, I literally don't think that's gonna make like anyone care much more about their.
I don't think he was trying to get them to say he's the best like to him. He was just trying to get a straight answer from J. Cole publicly.
Well,
But
I
you were
know.
saying though, like things that last. You were talking about like it's not a golden era, like everyone forgets about it. And I don't think just because they say, I can't see.
But that was his
the
whole
value
thing.
of
He was
that
like,
question.
you'll never catch an interview really if someone really asked Drake between those three, just like he posed it. You won't get any of them to be like, I'm better than any of them. And that's all he was posing. Why don't you feel, or I know how you feel. Why won't you publicly say how
That's
you
just like
feel?
a rhetorical question, then, isn't it? Because
No,
there's no
it's-
right answer to it.
He just wanted to know why. This isn't a question to where it's right or wrong. He just wanted to know why. It already is, but why don't you guys?
I mean, I don't think there's any worth in it, but I don't know.
Well, for him, obviously, there was
You know what has a lot of worth though? I mean, it's kind of messed up to say it, but I'll go with it. Having a baby with Al Pacino.
Alpha Chino.
Al Pacino.
Alpha Chino.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you hear
What are the deets on that? Because how long were they together?
It's
long
his
enough
girlfriend.
to have a baby?
They had, yeah, exactly.
I mean,
they
it's-
had a kid.
I
Right?
think it's still. She's
I
still
know. I
his
think
girlfriend.
it's because I don't think they're together.
Yeah, I thought they were separated.
Yeah, they're separated. That's why it's
Oh.
like alimony or child support because it's a one-time payment up front of $110,000 and then $30,000 each month
Until 18.
until 18, and then I think he's making like $12,000 or maybe something lower, like $1,200 a month to an education fund until he's 18. He
So
or
how
she,
much
I
do
don't
you
know.
think that's roughly like a year? Just say 30.
I'm not good at math.
How much?
Well, 3 and 6 is 36, so that's 360,000
That's what I'm saying.
a year.
How much you think he's got? I know he's got bread. Like, you know,
He's got millions and millions. He's probably at least like what 30.
Well,
40
The Rock had 800.
but he's active.
But like, look at like residuals.
I don't know what actors get residuals for. I feel like it can't be great.
Well, no, but like I'm saying, like because people
Oh,
still have cable,
you know.
they're getting residuals for like, and they're still playing The Godfather, still playing Dog Day Afternoon. They're playing Heat. They're playing all of his movies. He's still getting paid for that. Like he's still getting from those.
I just don't
And
know
he
what
played
the
the
ticket,
he
though,
played
that
the
he
fucking
gets for that.
Irishman.
He has 120.
That's probably
Yeah, he could
120.
have
You can-
like he
you
could have
can-
like 20
Yeah,
kids and
that's
he
right.
you would make a
120.
dent.
Yeah.
We're making you give her about 300.
Like-
Damn, we're making you give. Yeah, I mean that's
A quarter
well,
to a half million a year.
Well, I was just saying for the whole net worth, it's about a third.
6,480,000 for 18 years. That's just the 30,000.
So he can have like 10 more kids and then
Sure,
he'll make a
yeah.
dent. But he's gonna like die. So what does he care
Pretty
about?
sure.
Like, and he's I'm sure he's taking care of his kids. That's not even part of his net worth.
Do we think that these females are just in it for the money?
No comment.
I mean, I'm not gonna
I
like.
wouldn't know.
I mean, like as somebody who's never had a kid, I don't think I really have like like whatever I say is all just supposition. Like,
Isn't that what we're here to do, though?
I mean, what do you think?
Obviously, it's a
Because
money
I
grab,
can hear
bro.
something in your
It's
voice.
a money grab. Obviously.
I mean, that's why you
Do
say
you
it.
It's a money grab.
but do you so like for this scenario, you think she went into it being like,
Yeah, 100%.
Do you
Al
think-
Pacino,
I mean,
bro.
that might also be like that might have been a thing. Like,
I'm not saying it's wrong.
no, I'm just saying like that might have been a conversation they had like
that they
early
had
on.
together. Yeah, for sure. He's old. I mean, you act like he thinks he's really getting someone off his.
Well, I mean, like look at Leo. Like he's a great actor, no doubt. Like, and he's
He's right
attractive.
at that place though, where he's about to start aging out of that shit.
No, I mean he's not attractive to me anymore.
Well, he's put on some pounds.
Yeah, he's like super dad bod, and I heard when he like, have you heard about like when he
Gets all
hooked
Christian
up a chick?
Bale.
huh?
Oh, he like I heard this is allegedly like he puts on some headphones while he's fucking, and then he just like kind of tunes out. He's super not present. So
No, I definitely feel like obviously, yeah, people marry for, but I'm saying like there's specific ones like that one that just sounded kind of funny. Like when Khalees was with Bill Murray for a second, that's just kind of funny. Maybe it's real, maybe it's
but
not.
like I mean she doesn't need money.
No.
So
she
it's like
doesn't-
that's kind of I think maybe it's like she's like, oh, you know, I've dated like, you know, a lot of the same guys for a long time.
wanna try
Like
something,
let me fuck with Peter Venkman and shit. Like, you know.
possibility for sure.
I think like there's something like I was listening to this other podcast, All Fantasy Everything, and they were saying something about like how Ariana Grande,
You see the dude she was like dating right now?
yeah, it looks
He
like SpongeBob or some
bruh.
shit. Like she only dates weird guys.
But I
So,
think she's got something messed up.
Don't we all?
I mean,
Yeah, but she was a child star. Like she's got that Britney in her.
yeah. So I mean, like,
Don't we all?
I'm not running around with knives dancing.
No.
I mean, not publicly.
all right.
No,
so
not,
I heard-
not
I heard-
privately either.
I heard things. things.
he's 48. He as in Leo.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. He's right.
He's 48.
He's still okay,
but there's some good looking 50s and 60s dudes.
That's
Dude, look
what
at
I'm
Clooney.
saying.
I'd fuck
Clooney.
Clooney before Leo for sure.
that's what I'm.
There's a lot of women out there that would fuck Harrison Ford, by the way, and he's 80.
Dude, but they're 60.
No.
30-year-olds.
They're 20s
When why would they want to fuck him?
because they still say he looks sexy.
I think he looks pretty good. I'd probably fuck Harrison. You know.
That's not my call. Don't look at me, but I'm just telling you the facts. Things I've heard. Facts.
I mean, look, I like, what is it like?
I think also because he's Han Solo, Indiana Jones, there is some sense of probably you being like, it's like a trophy. Like I'm not saying Khalees did it, but like she could also be like, I fucked fucking Bill Murray.
But that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And Bill
I'm
Murray
like,
could be like,
I don't look
I
past
fucked
any of that
Khalees.
stuff. I'm like,
No,
dude,
that's like-
a 29-year-old with Al Pacino. Yeah, she saw the money and she let him knock her up. Yeah,
Yeah, that's Al Pacino's baby. He's
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
boy.
But then he also
Like,
knew
set
what he
up for
was
life.
doing.
Of
Yeah.
course, you're an 80-year-old man. You're gonna be busting and everything that let you too. Come on,
Yeah,
like come on.
I'm amazed it's not blanks, honestly.
It's
But
probably
wa-
a lot worse.
But I was gonna say he's 48 and he's dating a 25-year-old.
That's like he's right. He's got. I'll give him 10 more years before that fool's a freak.
no, I mean like he's like not necessarily aging gracefully. I would
He's not
say
aging
compared to like
gracefully, but he
He
hasn't
don't look
aged
bad.
out-
no,
he
no,
hasn't
not
aged
not
out
by any
yet,
means,
though.
but like look
That's
at
what-
like Orlando Bloom. How old is Orlando Bloom?
He's probably still cool.
Shout
looking,
out
right?
Marlene's favorite.
Oh, he with Katy Perry though. They're just chilling.
yeah, they're doing well. Orlando looks like how he should.
He doesn't look. He looks like.
He looks
Yeah,
like
but
he
like-
looks like a straight up businessman. Like he looks like he does. I don't
No,
I don't know
he's
how
not,
else to say
he's
it.
not as
Gavin
good
Ross
as, like,
does still look good.
Like look at homie. I mean, he kind of looks old. He kind of looks a little old.
Well, yeah, but how
But
how
he,
old
you
is
know what I
he?
mean? But he's not.
40s,
Yeah.
Late 40s.
I would say
Let's see.
mid to late.
Who? What was his character in Pirates?
Shit.
He's 50.
Crazy. No.
He's 37.
32.
No. It's not like that.
43.
He's 44.
44.
Oh, that's.
You see, yeah.
That's he's 77. I mean, that's not like
So he don't
That's
look
right,
too
right?
good.
My math
He
is
aging
right?
Pretty
I
bad.
don't know. You can
He aging pretty bad.
misread that.
46. Sorry, there he is. 46.
pretty
Yeah, that's
bad.
pretty good. Okay.
David Beckham looks great, bro.
He also did the work.
You got to put in the work.
But
Yeah.
there's some people that don't. Maybe Orlando didn't, and still
How old is RDJ?
he's 60.
He looks
60.
good.
Mm-hmm.
He does look good
Mm-hmm.
for 60 for show. Damn, that's
I was
crazy.
thinking,
Okay.
trying to think about somebody.
Who?
I mean, like up until like a few years ago, I thought Helen Mirren was really hot.
Who is that?
Yeah,
but now she's like 80 or something.
Yeah,
but when she was in like Ocean's 12, that was the Vegas one, right? No, Ocean's 13. That's her, right? Dame Helen Mirren.
What was she? I don't remember. I don't.
What is?
Maybe she was.
I don't know who she is. Ocean's 13. That wasn't the female one. That was.
I'll take it back. He's 58. He's close. RDJ. He's 58.
Oh, looks great.
I mean, it's crazy. He's born in 65. That's just like
hell.
You know.
I was gonna say.
Fucking hell.
I was gonna say.
Damn,
Oh yeah.
he was married
WW2.
to Sarah Jessica Parker for a bit.
Oh yeah, because I was like
That shit's crazy.
Matthew Broderick's been married to.
Oh no, it was his partner. Never mind. Not married.
Oh, what?
This is like his.
Oh, they just dated.
They just were partners. Yeah.
Whatever happened to Matthew Broderick?
He's chilling. I think he's doing a lot of like production, a lot of directing. Like I think he does a lot of Broadway stuff still.
Broadway.
Yeah.
He wrote the Broadway. Him and it was like 10, 15 years ago. But he wrote like a banger about like Hitler in springtime. It was like a comedy.
Was he nicer in the spring?
It worked. People thought it was.
Aren't we all?
It was great.
But I mean, I think a lot of these celebrities, like once they kind of tire of like playing roles or maybe being typecast, like they just kind of like stick to like Broadway and like theater and stuff like that.
Especially if they're lifelong actors.
Yeah, if they were like raised in the theater and everything like that.
You got some people too that just like will go until they die. Like Clint Eastwood, man, he's still acting and directing, and like,
should he be?
I mean, he's not part of the government. He's not he's not voting on shit, so I don't care, bro.
Yeah,
should
like,
he be? Yeah, go.
Do you want to
sure.
spend your dollars on a Clint Eastwood project?
He's not
That's
working
up
on
to
your
you.
car. He's not fucking delivering babies. Like, yeah, he can do that.
Oh man, yeah, he's still trying to make it happen.
He is. He still does.
I know he does.
What's crazy is I feel like when he made $1 Million Baby, he was already 80. And that was like 20
That was
years
like
ago.
15 years
I don't
ago.
know how it was.
Oh, how old is Bill Murray? Speaking of,
His
60?
70s, I'm guessing.
God damn.
I mean,
That's
I
my
don't-
guess.
I wouldn't fuck Bill Murray now for sure. I
Bruh, the way he
When
looks
would
now,
you have?
Blues
15 years
Brothers?
ago?
Was he a Blues Brother?
Lost in Translation.
Oh, that was like the very first Scarlett Johansson, wasn't it?
You know, she was like, I think she might have been underage in that movie.
He's 73.
God damn.
He
Yeah,
looks
so-
73.
That's
No.
what I'm saying.
But what's crazy is
he was never like conventionally attractive.
No, I take that back. He looks like his 80s because my dad's in the 80s.
You're right,
And my dad
you're
looks
right.
better than him.
No, Hollywood, people be looking pretty bad.
Well,
dude.
you know, he's got to be partying. Oh, how old is Jeff Goldblum?
He looks okay, I guess, for
You
his
think
age.
he does work?
He's
Because he
got
looks
to.
really good.
I think he's just.
He's got
I don't know. I
to.
think because I think he's really takes care of himself.
I feel like
And he
ha-
just does what he loves. He doesn't like
has-
try and do projects and
Like
shit.
a Howie
He's like,
Mandel.
he got that Jeff
I don't
Goldblum
know, what
riz.
does that mean? What does Howie Mandel do?
Bro's got riz. Just
Yeah, that's what I'm
because
saying. He's
yeah.
like, yeah,
Like-
he's still,
he's
still him.
he's got the hair. That's
He's still
the thing.
him. He's still him.
There's a lot to be said, which is why Beckham, he got the
yes.
plugs and the hair.
him.
There's a lot to be said about hair.
You got to put the
Look
work
at fucking like. Would we respect Elon Musk if he never bought that
No.
new hairline?
in. No, I mean a lot less.
LeBron James, we would. We all
I mean, he
are
would've
just
been-
hoping he
Bezos
would have.
he would've
has
big
no
dip by
hair,
now.
so imagine bald
But like,
Musk.
yeah,
He
I don't
looked
want him.
weirder.
elongated
He looked-
muskrat.
He
He
looks
looked
so
all
weird.
controlling.
Yeah.
Look like Dr. Evil.
Oh, he's like
he
oh,
would look like Dr. Evil.
more than Bezos because
Wow.
Bezos just looks like
Bezos
a bozo.
is-
You know, he's like a fucking like he's nothing. But like Elon looks like an elongated muskrat.
Why is it though? It does make me think though that it's something funny going on because all of them are like super into like fighting and they're like muscles.
Because I
Well,
think
because it started juicing. That's what's his name?
Testosterone
Bezos
replacement.
started for
I thought
sure.
you were gonna say Zuck.
Even Mr. Beast is like boxing and stuff now. He's like,
Well, too, I think
It's a
also
look.
to
It's a-
like because
it's a
I'm sure
look.
even though Mr. Beast is like probably a decent guy, like he gets attacked online and it's always in the
they
headlines
wanna
and
be able
stuff.
to
So they
fight
want to like
back.
that's a way to be able to like fight back,
Go, bro.
release that anger and that pent up
'cause
aggression.
what Elon thinks he's all hard. Zuck thinks he's all hard.
But Elon doesn't think he's tough. He just has a mouth on
Well,
him.
if you want to say
He's got
maybe not rappers, but Elon's still saying he's the
He's
best ever.
That's what I'm saying. Look how good the freaking IT world's going. Or,
Oh
I don't know, bro.
Twitter's doing great.
You know,
oh, sorry, not Twitter.
You know,
lost a lot of money.
you know,
but
Twitter's the number one dying.
I could believe it.
Yeah, it's
Well,
the
I mean, even
fastest
just like
dying social
like
Is that
media
real?
platform.
Is that real? Are less people on it?
Yeah, people are actually.
And that's a public trackable thing.
People are actually moving. I think Blue Sky is dead. I think people tried that for a little bit. People are actually moving to Threads. There's actually a sizable amount of people who, like, obviously when that announced, like a shitload of people tried it out. Only a fraction stayed, but it's still a decent amount. And then, like, just because of Twitter, like the advertisers, like the advertising revenue went down like 70% or something like that.
Would you trust that, man, with your future? I'll send you this picture so you can put it up.
That left is pretty bad. Hair helps.
He's like,
it does a lot.
You wouldn't try. He would look. He would look like the brain.
I don't even know if I want. I don't even know if I want that man making me a sandwich at Subway.
But that's what I'm saying. It only helps when you let it like thin that out and rock it like that.
That's when you shave your head and get tattooed and get a fucking mean ass tattoo on your head.
Like, send me that and I'll Photoshop it so he's bald.
I mean, that's rough.
He went to Turkey. He went to the moon.
Turkey has the best fucking
that's
hair.
where I'm going to go
dudes.
if I need it.
It's so funny because his hair was light brown and balding. Now it's black and thick. You're like, all right, bro. All right.
Everyone's making fun of Adam 22's hair plugs. They say he needs to go back and get them touched.
He probably didn't go to Turkey then, huh?
I think he did Beverly Hills.
Ooh, never trust.
That's not
even if they're Turkish
what's the
doctors.
point?
I wouldn't trust. I would just go to Turkey. Like, that's where you go straight to the source.
I mean, like, talking about this and it kind of connects. So, like,
I'm gonna go bald pricing because of that karma.
I don't know if you guys seen it, but the amount of like AI being used like in like fashion scenarios and like
how do you mean?
Like if you were bald but you were a good looking person, you throw a perfect hair. But there's a woman and Asian woman, and she was made to look white.
No, not made to look. They replaced her face with like
it's a white woman.
A white woman, like, and that was very model-esque. No, it was like it was a shot from a runway.
It was a runway show.
It was somebody from like Project Runway.
What was the picture retouched up for? Like, what was the purpose?
I think like online
to show it online, to show this picture that was like taken online
from the runway
the runway show. And it's not like
was it to show the skills of the AI, or was it
no? It was without her consent.
It was that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It was without her consent. It was like the publishing of like, look at this was her on the
yeah. She was like, I'm.
That's not me. That's what I wore. That's me, but that's not me.
I mean, you know, we get bamboozled all the time.
But okay, yeah, so we do. So like, because one thing comes up to like that. Here's the picture.
Well, it's I saw it on Diet Prada. It was
is it that different?
Los Angeles-based model Shireen Wu.
Thank you for it's different.
Project Runway, like it's different.
It's different.
It's way different. Yeah,
you trying even? Yeah, you can't.
You're trying to spin it. But,
I'm trying to be like the left looks like she just don't have no makeup on. So, makeup can do a lot, man.
But AI is kind of crazy though, because like with specifically, I think fashion, but also with I think maybe we talked about shorts, maybe like a blurb, maybe it wasn't on camera, but like OnlyFans AI stuff and like a whole lot of like influencers and stuff like that, and they're just becoming AI, and like it's been happening for a while, but now like their faces are like younger looking because
is that okay?
It's kind of predatory, but like I don't know how it's weird. I don't know.
Is it predatory when you're preying on predators?
Wait, what was that?
I mean, that's kind of my the thing is like the ones I've seen. They make the woman's face look a little more anime, which is a little bit younger and
eyes bigger
and a little eyes bigger, but it's not. But it still looks like it could be a human, and so it's not like crazy animated out. But there's a sense of that where the face does look younger. There's no wrinkles. There's nothing like that. It's like and like.
Well, you do realize all this stuff is in service of like the male gaze, right?
100%. So that's what but so like if you're giving food for the predator, it like who then is the predator?
Can't be the predator.
Like if the that's the weird thing with like with the male gaze, like I think it's kind of creepy because you don't know what is real or not.
I don't know what that is. What is it? What are you talking about?
Male gaze is like, I mean, it's just
like homosexual men.
No, it's like who runs the like.
It's like fashion. It's like women's clothing is made for the male gaze. What looks good from a male point of view, not for like what a woman would think or what's comfortable. It's like, what would like a man think? Often like a straight man, but in this situation, like the fashion industry, a lot of gay men are in positions of power and stuff over there. But just like a white male gaze kind of.
And it's like, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm not hating on anybody that does the AI thing. If you do it, whatever, like it, I'm not hating on that. And I don't like this term, but it does make me think a lot more about like simping and like how I think it's actually a problem, like an addictive. Like I think there actually is. I mean, we'll probably call it a syndrome or a disorder at some point, but it's kind of like porn. It's changing the brain. It's changing what you expect, and I think that that's happening to a lot of
young, impressionable men.
Yeah, totally.
That is what the Andrew Tate effect was.
But I don't think Andrew Tate.
Of course, he wasn't going
Nah,
that.
I'm not on your board with that. Leave that shit behind, bro.
Yeah. You're not going to win us over.
You're not going to win that over.
All right, fine. But it is.
Because I don't think that the Andrew Tate was all about that.
Because he wasn't all about that.
But I think if you were going to say it how you are right now, you could be on your own. You don't because the issue is like it is an addictive thing basically happening where it's like I'm pretending that this extremely attractive woman actually likes
cares
me
about
and really cares who I am, and I'm paying for it.
So it has to be real.
But I don't think the brain is able to translate the fact that it's not real. Just like how, the brain doesn't recognize the difference between you touching something in front of you or you thinking about touching something.
But that's like where we are though, because then you got the people that would have been looked at as being the prey now being predators.
So now my question I had a question. You generally say do whatever you want.
Go for it.
Do you think this scenario with AI having that kind of power, you think it should be a do you whatever you want? Or do you think it should be like, no, we need a break. It's
too far gone. We already fucked up.
Josh, what do you think?
In terms of what, can you narrow down?
So yeah, first thing, AI usage in general. But second thing is like, do you think there should be like, okay, you know how like we stepped in and we said like Skittles, no, you got to change your stuff. And and in Europe, there's a lot of things you can't eat. Do you think like also there should be a step in that's like on social media, we need to stop people from posting fake.
I would just say
like,
thirst trappy shit.
Like, because it eats on the brain, or is it like, oh no, you're old enough to realize this?
No, I would say there has to be. I think like not like restricting any sort of thing. Obviously, if you're an adult, you're free to like consume or distribute whatever you want as long as there's consent and everything is like legal. But I mean, I think there has to be disclaimers and stuff in terms of like specifically I mean, because like how they are like getting people not in the United States but in Europe, like if a photo is doctored, they have to disclaim that this is an edited photo. Whereas like know that. I mean, and then there's stuff in like obvious, like there's filters and stuff where it's obvious, but I mean, I think even if it is something simple as like an OnlyFans thing, I think like maybe you should say whether something is like edited to more than just levels and like things, if there is actually AI involved, because I think a lot of things like with corn, we haven't been doing that in a long time. With corn and like it's kind of tapping into this primal part of our brain where it's not easy to control, it's not easy to like regulate. You can't say what is like what you are and aren't attracted to. It's not that easy. It's just like it's like visual cues and stuff. And like with AI, we're tapping into something we don't even really know what it's capable of. We know it's capable of a lot, but like it's almost like we're letting Pandora out of the box before we know what Pandora is capable of. And it's
go ahead.
Like you can't put it back in the box,
I was gonna say.
Which is the next logical.
No, but I think what he's saying is like, it's like when we look at casinos, we know they're predatory before you go there, right? You know that they win most of the time. They don't have the player's best interests in hand. Most people playing are going to lose, right? Everyone knows that going to a casino, right?
Hopefully.
Well, I mean,
average.
Okay.
I'll say average, yeah.
But since we're only talking about the OnlyFans girls, I don't think that like they're looked at as the same type of way of what they're doing. What they're doing is predatory, and we're pushing it very hard and saying that it's okay.
I don't know if it's predatory. I think like in terms of sexuality, because women have been exploited over centuries and stuff without consent, without this is kind of giving them a little bit more agency over and autonomy over their own body, how it's represented. They control that.
I get
and
that.
if they're
But if it has a negative effect,
But like,
Well,
if you were
everything
going to
has
track
a-
every negative effect, that'd be enormous. Like,
You're right,
the predatory wise, like
You're right.
I could go through almost every single
like you're gonna say
commercial,
you're gonna say
know.
something about weed or alcohol. Look at alcohol, but it's like
pharmaceuticals.
but like you said, there's a disclaimer. You're buying a subscription to this girl's content, and you're paying for content.
but like Sean was
That's
saying,
not predatory. It's not like they're being underhanded about what's happening. And it is like, I think it is because of the whole society. It's like, oh, you're either a fucking alpha male or you're a simp. Like,
Yeah,
and the narrative is pushed one way or another. The people who believe in this alpha male think everybody who's not behaving a certain way is a simp, and everybody who's like
doesn't get
has
girls.
like doesn't get girls or is maybe socially awkward. They think everybody else
Socially
is a
awkward.
fucking alpha male. But Chad, shut up, Sean. You're very attractive, and you've never had trouble.
I'm socially awkward as fuck.
No, I'm not saying that, but like
That's all I was saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm socially
Oh,
awkward.
I'm socially awkward too.
Yeah.
But like, yeah,
still
we're
slay.
I think as much as we are awkward, we're
Yeah.
not in that.
And like,
group.
let me also say, like, for me, the word simp is derogatory, and I actually want to take that back, and I more mean it as like, there's a lack of personal agency in those scenarios. I think for people, like
That's what I'm saying. Like the guy would think that maybe this girl cares about him, or that there's- and
or he's not
disclaimer's
learning
gonna help.
the tasks and the things of how to go and speak to people correctly, because they're seeing the thing. Like that's always a thing with porn. Like the reason why it fucks up like sex is because you go into the
you start having a messed up vision.
well,
of what
yeah,
it's
you
supposed to be.
expect what it's supposed to be. So that's my thing with the. I'm not talking about like.
Well, then is it not a big deal because it's only affecting men then mainly? In this
No,
sense?
it does though. With the A, that's my whole thing with like the AI thing. Like I kind of like the disclaimer. Like if you put a movie on that has strobe, no matter what, every movie always says like,
Yeah, 'cause
you
that
know,
one person
caution,
passed
you
out,
might
had
have
an
epileptic seizure. This has to. So I feel like on a lot of things it should be like, even like signing into Instagram or something, it should be like, warning, not all photos are real. Like keep that in mind. Like I don't know if it's gonna change anything or not, but the thing is, like I think it's like
You think people think this stuff's real?
Yeah,
100%. I think they
people
look
can't
at.
tell like AI generated images
No.
now. So
I mean,
Oh, but what's the harm in that though?
it's
unrealistic
just
expectations of reality.
Yeah, that's the thing. You
Isn't
warp,
that what a
warp
model
reality.
is though? In general, isn't a model's body physique an
If that's
unexpectation
if that's like
a normal?
Well, it
that's-
was also
well,
known as
that's-
unhealthy though. Like all my years growing up, it was always like the skinny model.
Isn't that what a supermodel is?
But I'm just saying, all years growing up, everybody was like, if you're a model, it was unhealthy. I don't think that's the case now, and I think that like with the AI thing, and this doesn't have to. And by the way, it's not just women. Men use it for their
Or-
muscles all over the place, dude. Like dudes out here being like, have six packs on their back.
Though? I mean, Photoshop, because you're a designer. Photoshop has been used
Okay
forever,
or not okay? It's just
right?
like the
So you can enhance stuff, but what's the level of enhancement you can do?
there's not. I mean, I don't do. That's not my realm. I'm not touching up like
You're right, you're
photos
right,
of people. But
And I'm just
sorry,
saying,
How much can you
Well, I'm
touch
just
up,
saying
though?
though, as a platform, is it the platform's job to
No.
let you know that what you're taking in off that platform can damage you mentally? It can
I don't
actually
think
cause
so.
you
well,
mental
then
damage.
are you saying it's like the consumers? Then
It's on the consumer.
then
sure.
how's it any different with OnlyFans?
It's not any different.
Okay,
But
then,
no, that's what I'm saying. It's
well,
just
then how is it women being predatory if they're charging for
because they
services?
know what the effect of what they're doing.
They
leads
don't
to.
though. I think
Oh,
that's my
you're
point.
saying they don't.
My point is that people don't know this. That's my point. My point is that people are making the quick dollar, doing the thing. Or I don't even want to say making the quick dollar because I think that's still wrong.
I
think
okay,
what
I
I'm
get what
saying
you're
is
now.
like,
I thought that. Because
no,
I was saying,
and
that,
I wouldn't. I'm not saying that women are predatory either. What I'm saying is that the system that's being created, the machine that's being created, that's the thing that's predatory. The platform that's allowing like all of it to happen on, that's the predatory machine. Like, and that's where I'm just like, it seems to me if you have if you're changing people's faces straight up from a fashion show, that's not the model's decision, probably, or the photographer's decision.
It's maybe not even the designer, but like yeah,
But it was whomever that last piece was that was putting it
put
out
it out
there.
there.
And that's why I'm like, that's the problem to
the
me.
CD right there.
I get, but then that's where we come into the consumer thing. It's just like whoever owns it then kind of owns the rights to. When you buy into it,
Yeah,
you're kind of selling away your rights.
I think though, like, I appreciate that you give humans the respect of thinking that everybody has this really strong general awareness, but they don't. Like, and like, I don't, and I'm not saying like I do. I'm saying like all of us as humans generally, like 95% of our waking hours is unconscious. So it's just like, I think that you got to kind of help somewhere in there with AI. And like to the next point to me, I want to talk about really quick, and then we'll switch it. AI with music. Beatles just put out the last song that they ever wrote. Their AI was able to split the vocals of John Lennon from the piano, so it was able to mix it. I mean, the song actually sounds really great. I actually like it. If you like the Beatles, you will. But like, that's also a scenario where like, should music now be set? Like, should it be stated like this is AI music? Or
well, when you even say that, like, I'm still a little like, was it just separating of tracks? And if that's the case, why are we saying that AI helped make the song?
AI helped separate the
literally
tracks. Help it separate the vocals from the piano so they could mix it and so they could continue the recording of it. So I don't think everything was recorded, but I think that was a huge piece of it that they couldn't re-record because clearly vocals, they needed that vocal piece.
No, what I'm saying is this, Josh, is any kind of DAW, is that considered AI? Or like Illustrator, anything like that's AI, right? What you can do on there, right?
No. Everything
No?
like they're just now integrating AI like generative capability into like the programs or something. Like say there's a picture of you and I'll like define this area behind you, like put a castle in the background of Trey. Like and it'll pop up.
No, it's just because I get confused on the audio because I do know that field. And when I hear AI, I kind of think of like it's doing something. But if it just separated portions of an existing thing to help
it generates
clean up
it.
stuff, then that's something different.
Well, generative AI is basically filling in gaps and creating things. So it could actually just hear the piano and hear the vocals and actually
that's
create
what I'm saying. Because when you say
two brand new things.
When it says AI, it makes me think like it's doing something other than we use the plugin to separate the vocals.
But I don't think it's separating vocals if it's generative. I think it hears them both, and it probably actually rewrites them.
Creates like an approximate.
Yeah.
It's like a whole new thing. It's not either.
It's not the same track that you just separated to. It's
that is then using AI, but I wouldn't say an AI to separate. It would just AI made the song.
But like you were telling me, the whole thing was Serato.
They can do that now. Serato
cuts everything up.
You can do bass, you can do vocals, bass, guitar, and drums completely isolated individually.
So I guess do you think that music will ever? Do you think it's necessary for things to be labeled AI or not in the music realm?
Well, like I'm saying, on the sense of the way you explain the Beatles thing, if it's creating something off of hearing something, you got to say that. Yeah. But if you're like I'm saying, I was trying to say like a Pro Tools or whatever, or Photoshop, the tools that you use could be AI, but a person is doing this. Do you get what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, a person is doing all this stuff, like creating an AI image.
Yeah,
it doesn't create itself. Like it was trained on stuff, but it takes human input
prompts and stuff
to make it. Yeah, so it is always. It's still, no matter if the image is completely generated, it's still a person behind everything. So it's like, I mean, it's a lot more complicated than that. But like, basically, it's not. They're not making themselves.
Yeah, it's not just
because there's certain things I think about, like specifically architecture.
Where it we should just have AI for that, right?
Because if you were going to make a house, right? You're like, I want to create this house. You could speak to it and you could create the whole house. And you wouldn't need an architect, right? Also, things with, and I'm curious. We don't have to talk about this too much because it's been a long one, but like, I also think about it with marketing. Like, let's say I want all three of us to be turned into caricatures, and then those caricatures were going to be. I feel like that's really easy now to be able to run through, but no one's the artist. So like credits, credibility.
Well, that's the whole thing. Like all of AI, whether it's text based, whether it's music, whether it's artistic and creative, like it was all trained on copyrighted things, but without the consent. So
that's
this is
where
like
the big hiccup is.
Yeah, like you see all these like Pixar generated imageries of like, oh, make my cat into a Pixar thing. That's trained on like artists who didn't consent to have their art used. So it's like what you were saying, like it's loosely based. Like the system created from the start, was flawed,
Yeah.
And it's only going to spring forth more stuff because there was no regulation. There was no anything. Not saying that I am saying it needs regulation, but like not in every case, regulation rarely occurs in new categories. New forms of media and stuff like that.
I mean, the tech industry is literally shoot first, ask questions later or like everywhere. That's how all tech works. That's everything. It's like, we're going to figure out the problems later, but let's just do it. And it's like, I think that's kind of crazy because if you look at the track history, like clearly it's bad. Like it gives you cool shit. Like we have a whole lot of cool shit, but
I heard there's no, I heard this last night. There's no ethical consuming under capitalism. Like there's no such thing as ethical consumerism under capitalism because it's always built on the back of somebody else. Like say Uber is really cool. Postmates is really cool. Or what's it called?
But all they did was take out another field, right?
Yeah, but it's like
unethically, right?
The way that they build it is like, they're the workers who are doing the most of this labor is like they're not paying them wages, livable wages and stuff like that. It's like there's exploitation at some level, if not all levels.
Yeah.
So we just pick and choose what affects us enough.
I mean, I think like I've been seeing there's ways where like you're working within the system to avoid like giving more money to like capitalism, or I mean not capitalism but corporations. Like there's ways like you're still stuck in the system, but you don't have to be beholden at every stage to be like, oh, it's Christmas, I have to go, wait till Black Friday to buy shit. It's like you could like do stuff and you don't have to be like artistically gifted. You can look at you just have to spend a little more time. But that's the whole thing is like we're so obsessed as a society with efficiency, not even quality, but efficiency. Like how fast can I have whatever it is I want?
Yeah.
There's no efficiency.
Spoiled for choice.
Just quantity.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. Crank it now. I mean, that's like
it's fast food. Bro.
That's a lot about how my job, my industry is. It's I mean, we launched a software that wasn't ready at all, and it's been over a month and it's still not ready. And what's crazy is that's kind of behind the whole back to office thing. The whole back to office thing, you have like I read it multiple times. So like CEOs basically all around.
Oh, they feel like if you go back into the office, more work will get done.
Yeah. That's the thing. They're going to say, oh, well, we can watch over you now. And so because we're watching over you and our eyes on you, you'll be cranking out, of course, more. And the whole thing is like, it's this hush hush thing that like, which is not because it's been leaked all over the place. But basically by 2024, the whole thing is supposed to be like everyone's back for a 5-day work week, at the very least a 3-day work week, and then 2 days off. But statistically, there's nothing to show the difference. But it also, one of the things, the complaints is it's easier to fire people, to crank them in and out when you see them.
But also I've heard,
which is crazy.
I want to ask what you think about that. But then also I heard just because of the massive amount of leases for office space, like they don't want to be wasting that.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And they can't break the lease.
Well, like they're already paying it, right?
100%. Yeah. But like also you're already paying it. So whether people are there or not, you're already paying it. I get it. I like, for me, the conversation should just be like dead at the door, because statistically and like businesses only run on numbers. Like if I'm going to go to my office and I want to push something, I have to have statistics. I can't just say it's a feeling.
Of course.
The business is all around that. So, but then it's weird because when you bring a business statistics on how it's been shown time and time again, things like the open work week, 4-day work week, work from home, or hybrid, all benefit employee morale, and how employee morale leads to caring more about the business, staying longer at the job, being more engaged. And
it's too long of a trickle effect to get to the company.
But it's not. That's the thing.
I know it's not.
But the big issue that happens from it is letting go of the old like ways, because the majority of managers out there right now are from 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're
if not more.
So they're built on that mentality. The younger ones not. You have a lot of entrepreneurs that are like, small, and then you have some companies that have been built on the idea of a digital realm, so they do it. But like, I personally think I get the idea of getting people in the office. You're paying for it. I think the backlash will be when there are certain businesses that start poaching workers because they say you can work from home or you have like, and I think that's what will happen. People will start losing good talent because the good talent will be like, this job is going to give me more. And for the ones that don't have offices, they can pay you more, which is also going to be it because like you're saving money in terms of it. So I don't know. I think it's going to 100% happen. I think the 2024 you're going to see a lot of people back to the office. I don't think there's any way around that. I'm curious to see what happens maybe in a year of that. How churn is. Are there a lot of people being like quitting, firing? What's our unemployment look like then? And it only affects certain things. Like Trey, it wouldn't affect your job. Like it can't. There's certain areas where people like, yeah, go to work because I don't get it because I have to. Like, yeah. So I that's also a thing. Like I don't know. I think like a lot of people are stuck on, you got to be there for 5 days.
Well, it was like that whole thing we were talking about. You just got
to be there for 5 days.
Like about the whole like being entrenched in old ways, and it's like the benefit has to be more.
Has to outweigh.
Yeah, outweigh the risks of trying something new and getting out of.
But that, like kind of up front too.
Yeah,
like
that's why people don't
kind of have to outweigh up front.
Yeah, like
show it
immediate thing, which it's like it's hard to measure productivity in like by the hour or by the week even. But it's like yeah, and it's hard. Like, but it's like I mean, people are pushing for. I think. There are benefits of working in the office. Like I think in terms of like with me, creative teams and stuff like that, like to be able to get FaceTime and just like say, hey, can you come over here really quick? Look at this. There is a benefit, but I don't think the solution is like going back to the office. I think hybrid model is the way to go.
Yeah.
But
I generally think that flexible work week is all the people really want. I think every single person would be okay to go into the office if they knew that they were going to be okay, that they had to take their daughter somewhere, or they had to go to they have to go to the doctor's office, or they just can't come in on Tuesday, but they can do the work.
My job.
I
literally didn't tell my boss I was going to Costa Rica until Thursday.
Yeah, but that's also you.
Yeah. But but no, like you're absolutely right because I don't have to ever feel like, oh my god, if something happens,
right,
I'm gonna have to like beg and plead. It's just like gonna be no problem.
Yeah, and I think that there's some stages of. I mean, I can only really. I don't know. It's kind of the same though, honestly. Like when I worked construction-y, but like I think that there's in white collar scenarios, there's young managers that don't have that like mentality or assurance of themselves, and like it's just not like they're like, no, I can't do that. We can't do that. That won't work here. And instead of being like, let's try it, we'll give it a month because literally in a month nothing terrible. If everything went to shit, it would not be because of that. Like, but the people just don't give it the opportunity. Because your point, like, if I bring you something, it better make me money tomorrow. If you're telling me it's going to make me money in 9 months, I'm going to be like, well, that doesn't help me. And
I can just go work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go get a job for 9 months then.
I don't think it's going to work in the end.
I think it's going to come back to this conversation again.
I think you're going to, because also like, all right, the younger generation does not fuck with that at all. Like,
but they don't fuck with working though. They'll leave a place.
That's what I mean though. That's exactly what I mean.
Yeah, not beholden to like these like systems so much of like
because the job is remote or out of
they don't have
place.
The thing like they never had the idea of like, oh, my dream is to own a house. Like obviously everybody wants it, but they just been moving. We weren't like we were still sold on like, oh, if you work hard enough, you go to school, you can buy a house.
Is right around the corner.
But they're like.
They don't. They know they can't
never.
buy a house.
Yeah, so they never like had that dream. They're like, "Fuck this place. If it's not working for me, I'll leave." Which is, I think, probably one of the single biggest things that they're benefiting because they're turning the tide even just a little bit to like give more power to the workers. I think it is still a workers' market right now. Maybe with that shift, it's gonna maybe shift back, but I think it'll always pull forward as long as there's like a collective action of things happening.
Yeah, I agree.
That's crazy. No, but they don't give a fuck. It's like I'm out.
I appreciate that.
Speaking of old ways, a little bit. Do you guys ever heard of Thrifties?
Yes. Thrifties Rite Aid.
Thrifties
ice cream.
So back when it was Thrifties and I was a kid, I used to steal a lot for no reason.
Wait.
I steal for with a reason now.
I'm
Okay.
seeing a pattern.
So I got because I was maybe like 12 or 13, and I like went to Thrifties, and I was like, this is when they had cigarettes like on like the counters.
thing
And
Oh
shit.
yeah, you grab them.
So I stole cigarettes, I stole condoms, I stole like those breathe right strips,
Strips.
and I stole like magazines, and I got caught, and they fucking banned me from going to that Rite Aid off of like 19th and Carnegie.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then 6 months later,
About
it
Chili
turned
Reds.
into it turned into a fucking Rite Aid,
Yeah,
and then I was like, fucking back in business.
I'm back in.
But Rite Aid's going bankrupt.
They are going bankrupt.
Yep, they're declaring bankruptcy.
So their ice cream's gone out too.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is like they're not, like when it like
Yeah,
these
they
days
can still
corporations, they're-
survive,
but like
yeah.
like dozens of Thrifties
Shutting
ice
down.
cream, the counters themselves, they'll still probably make it, but they're shutting down the
taking
counters,
out the counters.
which is like
Crazy.
because if you think about it, like when we were kids, yeah, like
That was a
nobody's gonna
staple,
go
dude.
like let's go to Rite Aid and
Right,
get
there's
ice
some
cream.
thrifty
Like what
ice
the
cream,
fuck
yeah.
is that?
Is
Like,
what's that other one? The one that was only an ice cream place.
What?
Cold Stone?
Baskin Robbins.
Baskin Robbins, they're around.
They're around still.
Yeah,
They just rebranded. I
I mean,
saw
the only
them.
one I know is the one in
Off of
off
fucking.
of what is it,
Archibald?
Archibald?
there's one right down the
Yeah.
street.
yeah, 'cause
they,
I was like, they were like.
I never been there.
they still fuck. It's good. I had
still-
ice cream
okay.
like there from I don't know. Actually, no. The last time I had ice cream there is when we lived together, so it's kind of a long
Long
time.
time. Yeah, I was like, dude, I
It's
haven't
probably
had
still
Baskin
decent.
Robbins in
It's
a
probably
minute.
still decent.
Because I just know they had the ice cream cakes. Like you could go pick up ice cream.
Oh, they
cake.
still they sell that in stores
Yeah.
there now. Still.
Or the ice cream clown cones. Do you ever do those? They make it's an ice cream cone, but down like they put it upside down,
Oh.
and make a face on it, and the head was the
Oh, I think
Did they
so.
clown
I never
them?
got that, but I remember what you
they
said.
were good.
But like
It was pure
Thrifty's
sugar.
ice cream fucks, man.
It was
That
really
shit slap.
good. It was good.
That was the only place I'd like rainbow sherbet. Sherbet.
Sherbet.
Sherbet.
The rainbow sherbet.
Yeah, somehow there's no R in there, but
Sherbet.
Sherbet.
is that just
Rainbow sherbet.
is that a
It's French.
no? What's that thing? The Mandela effect. It used to be
Oh,
sherbet.
It used to be sherbet. Like Berenstein Bears.
That
No,
one's
the
wild.
Berenstein.
Berenstain with no stain.
It's
Berenstain.
See?
Berenstain.
Yeah, well, how you always say like
Yeah.
Berenstein.
Berenstain Bears.
Berenstein Bears, yeah.
Yeah, it was Steen. There's a
Berenstain.
hard E in
No Stein or
No
whatever. Yeah,
Stein.
no.
Bernstein.
Yeah. With the Rite Aid thing, is it going to be like you think it's going to be like how like everything goes away and then like
I think
a
it's
couple
corporate
pop up?
corporate restructuring, so they're going to close down shops.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm sure inevitably some shops are going to close. It's still going to stick around, but I think like these legacy businesses, it's hard time like
Mhm.
similar to what we were talking about. It's hard for them to pivot into new
Are we in
things
the
like
crossover?
to like shift to like delivery instead of like you have to
Yeah.
go to the store. Like none of them did that until very recently. And I think with Rite Aid, they wanted to have like a holistic section for meds right next to like the pharmacy stuff.
Yeah.
That was like a pretty late shift. They probably did that like 5-10 years ago, where they should have done it like 20 years ago, you know?
Yeah.
But like, I think it's because they need to see numbers. They need to like, they're very like legacy business is hard to take risks for them.
Rite Aids are in Target, right?
I believe
is
that's
it,
Walgreens.
is it Walgreens?
Target had a
One of
pharmacy.
them has a
Walgreens,
pharmacy.
I think.
They had a
CVS.
pharmaceutical business.
Maybe it's CVS.
And they, oh yeah, no, I think you're right. I think it's CVS, but Target sold their pharmacy division for like $20 billion to like CVS.
Because like Target basically is why Rite Aid and Walgreens and CVS aren't
So-
necessary. Because
Oh,
you can get
yeah.
everything at a Target. Now for smaller places, like there's a Rite Aid around the corner. It's where I get my prescriptions filled and like that. But it's the only reason why I go in there is for that. Other than that, everything in there I can get from somewhere else, and I would get from somewhere else.
Yeah. When I was
Should we hold
21,
up these legacy brands or
I mean, like if they can't pivot, like I think it's only really nostalgia. Like, do we want to support them? Like, obviously there's people, hardworking people that have these jobs, and that sucks, but it's like, it's really the corporation, you know, they're not growing with like the market with their consumers and stuff like that. But
should it be a harder fight though? Because that's kind of like a monopoly, like the like the WalMarts, though, right?
I'm on now.
It's
Not really
not-
monopoly.
well, I mean, I used to go to Rite Aid when I was like 20. Oh, even before that, because I had my brother's ID. I used to just buy booze. Rite Aid had the cheapest booze, like beer and hard alcohol. Like,
They
I always go. for
yeah.
them. They still do have pretty
They
good
still have
prices.
pretty good deals. I would say though, like that was something that was more for like I think maybe our parents. Like my parents only shopped at Stater Brothers.
Stater.
That was it. They weren't a Vaughn's family. They weren't a Ralph's family. It was Stater Brothers. And then I remember the few times they would go to Vaughn's and it'd be like a thing, like spending more money at Vaughn's. is some
Where were you,
bullshit.
Josh?
My my parents, well, my dad didn't do any fucking grocery shopping. So my mom, she had no brand loyalty. So she'd go to Vons,
Amen.
Stater Brothers,
That's how it
Ralph's.
should be.
And like, well, it's funny because like, Filipinos love fried chicken. And, you know, each of those places has the fried chicken.
Yeah.
And I believe it was Stater Brothers has the best fried chicken,
They
like
do.
from the deli counter or whatever.
Their meat counter is the best.
their meat
and their
is
deli
better.
is to die for.
Yeah.
Everything else is like is regular, but they actually have a butcher and then they
Yep.
actually had a baker.
Because I believe like Safeway is Vons,
Yeah, pavilions.
Pavilions,
Yeah.
yeah. And then Ralph's is Kroger.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it for
Albertsons
we
is
got.
Albertsons.
That's a part of one of those.
Albertsons and Stater Brothers are owned by. I can't remember.
Damn,
if-
they're owned by the same people.
I don't know if it's Safeway or Kroger,
Oh,
but it's literally only like two or three
Yeah.
corporations that own like a majority of things. Because there's also Meyer, in the Midwest and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like that. But
Oh yeah, because we don't have pavilions, but those
Hey,
We do a couple
yeah,
we do.
in rich places.
they're fancier.
The fancy ones, yeah.
West
Yeah.
Side, whatever. When you went to,
They have. Yeah, I'm
what
trying
did
to
you
think
have?
of what they have.
Did they have Publix?
Publix?
Publix.
It's Publix.
It sounds weird, but I want to go to different places in the country. I want to see their, because I'm like always doing research for
It is
products and shit.
cool.
And I'm like, oh, what's
yeah, and I had
brands?
the crystals, which is like White Castles.
Oh, how
that
was
the
it?
only. It was good.
It was good, better
Yeah.
than.
I mean, because we don't have.
Oh
Like a
wait,
White-
Crystals is like chicken, right? Or is it?
No, it's
burgers?
just like it's
Burgers?
burgers. It's like White Castles. They're square burgers,
Little small
burgers.
ones.
Yeah.
They don't have Carl Jr. Right? They have
Hardee's.
Hardee's.
Hardee's. Yeah.
Well, there's. I think there's like
Carl's
a couple.
Jr.
yeah, it's the
there's a
exact
couple
same thing. The exact same. Everything's the same.
Well, but
Hardee's.
did Hardee's buy Carl Jr. or was it the
One of them
opposite?
owns it.
Hardee's was the
is
first.
legit the star.
Yeah, Hardee's
And then
was
Carl's is-
the I think Hardee's was the first one, the thing, and then
no, but
they
yeah,
bought-
Hardee's is Carl's Jr.
Yeah,
Which is cool, kind of cool, I guess.
I just think a lot of things like that, like you start seeing it with the place I got arrested from. Help me out,
Best Buy?
Circuit City.
Circus City.
Oh,
Thank
same
you.
thing.
Like that was like this. That was like the beginning of it. Like no one needs a Circuit City. You're gonna go under because like
Was it a Circuit City?
it was Circuit City. Yeah, and they went under, and it wasn't because of me.
You sure about
Could
that?
have been because.
You
of
sure
me.
about that? I fucking used to.
Damn, I was like the Ozarks of Rancho, just moving weight, but the weight was.
I push rhymes like wait.
Sean's like, I got that ambient lit 55 inch.
I got that rear projection, dog. You want that shit?
I remember
You
when
want that
it was like
QLED?
PS3s came out, and I was like, 4 fell off the truck. It's like, damn.
Yeah, we gotta mark those as damaged. We can't.
Yeah,
sell
those are
in
damaged
public.
goods. We can't do
Yeah,
it.
It's good.
Yeah.
Want to bring it on home, Joshy? I feel like we did good. Maybe not then.
I want to know a couple of these things.
Okay, yeah. Shoot.
I want to know what Wanksy is.
Oh, so Wanksy was really, really interesting. I just saw him. I saw something on Instagram about him. He is like, kind of like a graffiti artist, or she, or they. I don't know who it is, but they draw graffiti dicks around potholes around the city, whatever city. I don't even know where this is from. I gotta like look it up, just because so the city will fix it. Because they can't have
you
like a
can't
dick around it, so they have to get somebody out there. And if there's somebody out there like to fill a pothole, they might as well
shit.
smooth the whole thing around it. So it's like that's like a dope little vigilante right there.
That's pretty brilliant. Wow, that's actually thinking smarter. That's good. Kudos to you,
Yeah.
Wanksy.
Cheers,
That's
Wanksy.
yeah, damn. I feel like what other ways can we do that?
Go over to your city hall and petition.
That works really good. It's
I can't
super
believe
efficient.
you're the person that
I'm
said
just
that.
saying,
I mean,
you
you don't.
asked.
That's a
you don't
method.
believe
That's
that.
You asked, and
I was thinking of alternative methods.
You should have said that.
I think I did.
You said alt.
I'm gonna say I did.
All right.
Oh, I am to your right.
Alternatively, it's alternative to the left. You know.
Yeah.
Works.
Yeah. Just for the record, we don't need to talk about it, but I don't. Well, I'm just gonna say, I don't think any of us voted for Biden.
I did vote for Biden.
Biden, nah.
Well,
Biden-
Oh, I'm
vote
not
for
going to
Trump
vote for him,
either.
but I did vote.
So-
Should-
vote for Trump
you don't.
either.
You just don't vote.
a couple people didn't vote for
I
Biden.
went, who did I vote for? I just didn't vote that year. You're right.
I just think
You
he's.
said you just don't vote in general.
I've only voted for Obama.
Yeah, so you didn't vote that year, or
Did you vote for Barry
any of the
because you actually wanted him, or is it because it was like, because it was for the fam?
I voted for Barry for sure.
I voted Barry twice.
It was for the look, dude. I had to support the cause.
Yeah, do you want to vote for fucking H.W. Bush or some shit?
Or was
It's,
it?
it's all the same anyway. So it's like I might as well vote for some dude.
Yeah, it's true. It is all the
Might
same.
as well
Some
vote for that
dude.
guy.
I just didn't finish my thought, but yeah, I might as well vote for some dude that at least kind of looks like me.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
It'd be the first time ever. Why not?
Yeah.
I'm gonna vote for Cornel West. Tell you what,
He's cool.
I don't like
know
Biden.
enough about him, but
I never liked Biden.
never had a problem with him.
I think
vote for Biden.
You know enough about Biden to not vote for him now.
Like, but even back when people were like, you only got two choices. I was like, no, I don't. I'm just not going to vote for either of the people that you're saying are choices. But homie just decided that what we should do is we should go forward on making a new nuke that's 24 times as strong as Hiroshima.
Maybe he only wanted it 2 times, but
Well, like, granted, it was already in there. He didn't make that up. It's already been in play.
Yeah, it's been developed.
It's not that. So I'm not saying he's the one that developed it. But like,
You kind of were, but let's go on.
no. But he's the one that said. Yeah, it's his signature saying let's do it.
that's cool.
That's my thing. But like, is it cool?
No.
Like you're like that's not to me. I mean, do I have any say? No. Does it suck because it's like it's my money? It's gonna or it's tax money. It's gonna build that. Yeah. Like, does it suck because our president is able to just sign, 14 billion away to Israel?
Well, okay. That was. I'll just clarify. That was the House that approved the bill for $14 billion in aid to Israel. But the fucked up thing is they decided to tie it to a bill that had to do with spending cuts in the government.
That's how you do it.
That's it.
I know, that's just how it is.
Wasn't it pushed through though at first at 100 bill, and that was from Biden, or did I read that incorrectly?
I think that was like
that was
false.
fake. Okay.
Yeah, that was false. I think the Senate is going to come up with something. So it's like through the House, but I don't know if it's going to get through the Senate. But yeah, they didn't no, there was aid to Israel, but no aid to Ukraine, which is the first time I think like in a while that they haven't been sending money.
I guess we got to pick our aids.
But I did see some shit like where I can't remember what harbor it was from, but they had people that got word of American aid was going to be sent to Ukraine, to Israel, and people like protesters just physically are hanging on to the boat like through the ladders, like attached to the boat, so like it can't leave dock, it can't leave the port.
Oh, crazy!
Like they're gonna get them off,
yeah.
But like just like
Knock
it's an act of resistance and shit, Like I think the tide is turning. Like, and this isn't anti-Semitic because it's like Palestinians are Semitic people too. I think people don't realize that, but it's like just more like Western imperialism because like the state that is now, like that's a Western imperialist like state that was created by the British and with American backing, and it still has American backing. It's like the 4th most powerful military in the world. Like, do they need more weapons? Like,
yeah,
maybe.
I mean, it's just like, do we need we have thousands of nukes.
Nuke.
Do we need another nuke that's more powerful?
Yeah, like it just is weird to me when I start thinking like, you're making something that you're going to say, well, we hope we never have to use it. But you're making it so it's alive and it's there, which only is going to,
Because you have to make it.
You don't, but I'm guessing you're saying that for a reason.
Well, you do have to.
I mean, it's like,
it's already there. So
why do you have to make it?
It's like you could
it's already
say,
been made.
But it hasn't been made.
No, a nuke's already been made. So the technology now just has to keep progressing.
But why?
Because that's what we do. That's all we know to do as people.
That's not.
yeah, but can't we just like
progress?
I mean, like not like the government tells the truth. Can't we just say we're making a nuke that's like
No, you
instead
could.
of
That's
actually making
it's
it?
the same thing. Why would you further education? Why would you further anything? You want to know more. You want to do more. If you have the technology, if
You
there's
think
people
that's
that work
progression?
there- people that worked on this shit, it's progression for them for sure. The technology is progression.
You think so?
It has to be to keep more hydrogen in the smaller area. It's a progression of sorts.
Well, it's
for sure.
but it's because it's
I mean,
for furthering like military. It's a military industrial
Scientifically,
complex.
it's a progression.
so then the NBA thinks a progression.
It's a progression.
Okay.
Is it great? maybe not. Which is like the new nuke. We don't need it.
Well, then is it
It's a progression.
Is it only progression after the fact, or is it progression prior to? Like you're just saying,
it's created, so there has to be progression since it exists already. Since it exists, we have to push it.
But what's your definition of progress?
Oh,
Because it
just
sounds like you're
pushing.
just saying
More
something.
destructive.
It sounds like you're just saying because you make something, it's progress.
Going further, I'm saying we created a nuke, and I'm not saying like we as in people. I'm saying scientists that are in that field, right? Engineers or whatever. You get to a plateau. Maybe it was a nuke then. So you're saying the new engineers that come up, what are they supposed to do? They're supposed to figure out some other way to create something crazy. That's what they do.
I mean, you saw Oppenheimer.
I haven't.
Oh, you haven't? You
Nope.
haven't seen it either. Like that's the thing. Like they knew that they were making a bomb, but it's like it's
You're pushing tech, right?
it's not necessarily them. Like they are like they're pushing science to like figure things out. Like with the only way they can get funding, they're not going to like push funding for a more efficient nuclear power plant or making a way that there's less nuclear waste from like a facility. It's like that's the only way that they're making money is for funding for weapons. Like that's the only way that the government will make a sizable investment in like almost any technology. Or if it's for tech, it's for surveillance. Like they talk shit on China about everything, but it's like it's just because they're jealous. They want those
The tech,
capabilities
right?
to surveil the people. They're like, fuck, we don't want China to come up with it first. It's like the space race, but like, you know.
Yeah, no,
invading
I'm
your
just saying
home.
it's inevitable since we've already had the nuke. We're bound to, or someone's bound to make a more powerful one and then keep on going and keep on going. It's inevitable, right?
I mean, I don't I think all signs point to yes, but I don't think it has to be that way.
Yeah, you're right.
It's just like I think it all has to do with collective action. Like I think if people, and it's hard because like people do care about that. They don't want
course.
that, but it's like it's all these systems in place to like you're so occupied with everything else, just putting food on your table that you can't like. And for a lot of communities, just to survive and not like get killed by whatever forces, to like care, to like call your representatives, show up to protest, like, you know, like it's fucked up systems.
Well, I look at it like if you built a car like Ford or whatever, you want to push it, make it go faster, right? You want to go faster, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Or
made
strong.
something.
I mean that, or
That's what
or gas efficient.
More efficient something. You're not just going to make it and say, I made it. We've hit the plateau. This is it. You can't get any better. Right? We haven't done that ever, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, to me though, like it depends on what you're calling a plateau, because like, I guess what you're referencing, and I don't think this way, is that there is a job that's strictly for destruction, and your job is I'm bringing you in to make better destruction than what we did last time.
I don't necessarily think that, but like you said, if they're funding for this, the smartest and the brightest have to get pushed in some way. So if they're going to get pushed, and this is where the funding is coming from, that's what they're going to allow to push them, right?
I mean, I begrudgingly agree with you on that. Like it's when like
It's like
if
stem
that's
cell
the
research.
if that's the only way, like people will like a scientist will be like, okay, like
it's the only way I can do this. I've worked my whole life to get to this point.
And I want to keep.
I
on
want to
working.
keep on figuring this out. Am I going to stop, or am I just going to keep on going? And it does suck, but that's where we are, right?
I mean, this is kind of like I think there's I heard this story and it has to do with this a little bit, but like using money for your wealth for a responsible cause, or maybe a more what's it called, populist cause, I guess you could say, like, or for the betterment of the community. Like there's this
Like
Canadian-
making your money work
Canadian-
more in the community.
a Canadian millionaire who is creating it's I believe it's in New Brunswick. He is making community. He's building 99 tiny houses with like they're small and they're energy efficient, and they have like a bathroom. They have a small kitchen.
Everything you need.
And it's like it's to like
Who's
people
it for?
unhoused people.
Yeah.
Not for like not low income. It's like specifically
yeah.
unhoused people, and it's a gated community.
Yeah.
And at the center of it, it's like a education center to like, I guess, train people for like the job force to try and re-enter thing, because you know your basic necessities of like shelter, food, water,
It's a lot of the battle.
That's that is like probably the biggest hurdle to like getting a job. So it's like taking care of that. And I think that is like, there is a lot of other stuff. There's like mental health,
if you have the place,
but yeah, like
something that gives you,
you're not occupied with like just surviving, and you can like focus on other things.
At least look.
Yeah, and it's like, and if you think about it, like, oh,
it is that easy.
there are, like it's not that hard. Like,
it really is.
There's people there's billionaires that like have so much disposable income. Their children's will never have enough to spend it, even if they stop making money right now.
Elon Musk says that. He goes, we can house everybody and they'll never be hungry or anything like that. But that's just not what we want to do.
Yeah.
Do you think that like
it's that simple?
But like, if he were to say it was, do you think that helps?
Well, I know it's possible. I think everyone knows it's possible.
Yeah, but like people at the top, like
no, because they don't want to do it. That's all he's highlighting.
I think if it's to other, like, I think if they made a philanthropic race,
then it would change
to the top. I think that would change something. But none of those people are gonna like.
We went to space.
Tighten their grip. Yeah, it's like, oh, I'd rather build a space hotel than like build
a rocket, a car.
Yeah, like rather than have
a flamethrower,
a fucking.
Yo, I actually wanted to buy one of the flamethrowers.
Of course, it's cool.
That was only like $500 or something. Right?
Yeah. I definitely hopped on. I was like, I mean, if I had a flamethrower,
it would solve a lot of my problems.
Although he made for the zombie apocalypse, and I was like, clearly you don't know anything about zombies. Flames don't stop.
Over time.
It's a lot. You need
it's not. Pew, pew. It's not that flamethrower. It's like the ones from like Vietnam that they use, where it's like shoots like napalm type shit.
Yeah.
That would work.
That would work
because that's intense flames and it would
melt them down.
That's just like
terrible.
That's just like a giant like.
It's like aerosol with the flame.
It was big. Yeah. It was like when they used the torch. It was a torch.
That's
basically
what
it was.
It has like what, like a 10-foot range. It's not.
Yeah, it wasn't. It came out like.
You know who had bought one though? Ricardo.
He would.
Remember, he was like, "Yeah, I bought one."
He would. Oh yeah, it's cool. We could do things, but it's just not going to happen. So that's why we can make those statements. Because we could. Obviously, there's so much money. We're printing and throwing money away that there shouldn't be anyone.
It's not even real.
It's not even real. So there shouldn't be anyone on the streets or that doesn't want to be on the street. And I'm not saying people,
because people some do.
Yeah, some people want to be there. It's like I'm not taking them away from that. But I'm saying the people that don't want to be there, that they've lost everything and they're trying to figure it out, we have enough resources to cover them for life.
You think if you just gave all the people that want to live on the street a state, like you guys can have New Mexico?
Wasn't that Australia?
No, well,
I mean that was a giant Alcatraz.
Speaking of Australia, though, like they do, like I think we covered this. There is a homeless, unhoused population there, but it's minuscule. Even if you take in terms of like the population size, because it's like the taxes that they pay
are crazy.
Actually, they're crazy, but they go to
something.
Yeah, they have livable wages. Like a server can afford to go on
carbon tax out there. They pay for air, literally.
And we pay for water.
Yeah, they pay for that too.
Yeah,
I'm saying. But
actually, we one of our taxes in California
has to be.
Come on, bro.
Oh, if it's California,
yeah. We definitely
pay
carbon.
100%. Yeah,
that's probably pre-Newsom.
Right. It was Arnold.
Oh, it was probably pre-Arnold too. I bet.
Brown.
Is Brown before Arnold?
Yeah,
I think so.
Was he before and after?
I think it was before and after. Yeah.
Double back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I don't know nothing about politics.
Wait, I'm out of character. I don't know anything.
Wait. I retract that.
I know.
Cut that out.
Yeah.
Cut that.
Oh, I just had one thing to ask you. How's No Nut November going for you?
Oh, it's going good. It's going well. Yeah. I mean,
partaking?
Yeah.
So are you a masochist? Do you like this? Are you a glutton for punishment? You're going from sober October to no nut?
I think it's important to like fast from things. Like that's basically it is. And like so then the whole no nut thing, it's not like don't have sex or don't engage in like, sexual like
fucking edgelord.
I mean, to a degree, yeah, but you're basically like, like I'm not gonna freaking go to level 9 and lose it and like just I don't know, like it's
just hitting RBIs all month, singles.
Yeah.
doubles.
Well, okay, so like
Sometimes it's tough, definitely, because you're just like at the point you're like,
Might as well get there.
but also like I think a lot of it. So in the sexual sense, for me, it is a way to recognize that sex doesn't have to be about coming. That's basically it.
I dig you on that.
So
that
that's the
point.
thing, is just like the whole thing really is like there's a lot that you can do with sex, and it doesn't always have to be on getting your nut, because generally all my life that's always been what it is. And also a lot of my life was drunk or high, and that, so like having like sober sex where you're not getting off is like,
No fun.
it's actually
Just
pretty
kidding.
fun.
Well, I was gonna say like
I had a great morning,
Just
bruv.
oh well yeah.
I had a great morning.
It was a vibrant household.
Yes, it was.
Well, I was gonna say
No, I'm
like
just
because like I
You're not. No
I was just talking about that the other day. I was like the orgasm is like the least important part almost of it. Like that's what we always see like as the end goal, but it's like it lasts.
I hear all different sides.
It lasts so like it's short.
gone.
Like, even if it's like a long one for men,
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Because they're those weird, like, super. I mean, the only opposite thing would be like the people that are super, like, spiritual, that feel like that's your essence, and they feel like it's a blessing to be able to receive that.
Yeah. Well, some people also like do not give out your essence.
Do
do not
That's the
not
thing.
come.
It's
Like
exactly,
do not.
They feel like if you are gonna do it, and like if you're a female, you should really like it because you get to. But I'm saying no. It just depends how you
What
look
was
at
that?
Censoring yourself?
And
What
it
is
just depends how you look at things. I see
shy.
both ways. It's definitely It could be you shouldn't give your energy up, or it should be you should be very protective of whose energy you receive.
I think like also, I think what people might realize too is their orgasm's actually right. But for guys, for men, like your orgasm is actually right before like blowing the load. Like pardon the French, but like it is. It's actually right before like that. That's the actual time where like like your synapses go off, and like you're actually having this like visceral like physical experience, and then that is what triggers that. Like it's an offset. It's the next piece of it. So I think
You're kind of
offset.
like that's kind of like referencing like tantric.
Yeah, a bit. And I'm not saying that that's the reason why I'm doing it, but there is
Explore shit. You're here to learn.
exactly. Like it's kind of dope to get as close as you can without going and seeing like, well, damn, that really felt great. And also now I'm like, okay, like what's it look like to ride this down and still kind of be engaged in it, So I don't know. I'm only 4 days in. Ask me.
I'll ask you in Costa Rica.
Yeah. Because
Sean's gonna be all in the bathroom for an hour in Costa Rica.
Just edging himself.
just edging. No. But see, that's the other side. There's no desire for me to really like self pleasure.
Because you're.
Well, self pleasure now is like actually like if I'm doing it, it's more like rubbing it's like physical touch. I'm more into like if I'm going to give self pleasure, like what's it feel like on the body? I'm not trying to get a nut in because this.
Okay. See, well, I respect that too, because like I often have sex and like I won't nut because it's not really like that's not the goal. Like I'm like getting lots of pleasure out of it. It's great, and like, but like I think I don't like also like I might go a couple days and still have sex like multiple times each day, but not go like, and I guess it's like a mini version where I'm like, oh, I'm like saving it up for like a more dramatic release, I guess you could say. Yeah, and even like I was gonna say with like self pleasure, it's like sometimes like I'm warming myself up and I'm not finishing myself off, and just like in service to like a later thing of like
Do you
physical
look at
interaction.
sex as a 1 or 2 person activity?
I think both.
Because you're
like
talking
sex specifically. Let's just say sex. 2-person activity.
You're talking about like penetrative sex. Though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like sex, 2-person activity.
Because
But like
when you're saying like not coming stuff, do you think that's like that could negatively affect a partner?
Yeah,
Your partner.
I mean, I think you guys have great communication,
like we
so I'm sure you're talking about
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, even if you do, and
not for me, no. I know my relationship like with it, but yeah, I could see that. I could see in the scenario too if somebody was like gunning for it, Like if your partner's like, I'm gonna get my man off, you know, like that's what it is, and then you don't. I could see that, yeah. But I think that's for anybody. I think that's men not being able to get the women off. I think women feel that if a man doesn't get off. I feel like sometimes like there's this expectation of like actually, like it's kind of weird because you've always heard about like the fake female orgasm, but I think that a lot of men would say like there's just like a lot of guys are like, okay, I'm good. Like I'm like, I know, like I've
been negatively, I guess, affected from, I guess, a female wanting that and not getting that.
You mean like getting you off?
Getting you off. Yeah, because she probably feels like, oh, she's not
sufficient.
Not efficient enough.
I could say anything.
You're not sexy and she's not sexy enough, whatever it is.
I could say the world and mean it truthfully, but it doesn't affect how they feel.
But if you went into it and prior to, you were like, just so you know,
okay,
I'm not, yeah, like before, I'm not going to.
Yeah, that
like
would,
just so you know, no matter what,
I mean, that would at least
not going to happen.
Some off of you. It's like, well, whatever you feel now, that's on you. I told you
because you're gonna tell. Yeah, and that is true. Like at that point, like you've been upfront and honest with it, you know. And like I think too in this scenario, like in general, every man's different. Some dudes come quickly. Some dudes have a really hard time actually getting off. Some dudes get off but don't feel anything. Some dudes get off and feel everything. So it's like, you know, it's not like a simple put in a box kind of scenario. But I think stuff like this allows you, me, anybody that does it to like learn. Also, I think this shit should be what you're taught in sex ed. I think like sex ed should be more like kind of surrounding like, yo, this is how the body works, and you're going to be into a lot of different stuff, and there's like the only place, like your dick's not your only place that like that's important to your body, like and you know, it's like, but
well, I oppose that because then if everybody was doing that, I would no longer be the edgelord that I am. So you can't have that in society.
Yeah, I am the edgelord.
I will. No one will take that away from me.
Yeah. I mean, that's true because I think, and I also wonder like a lot about how that comes to play in ethnicities. Because I wonder like which ethnicities are like or like backgrounds are more sexual because it's actually okay to be or part of the actual like background, and some that are like suppressed.
I never even thought of that.
And it's suppressed because like they are suppressed. Like,
do you think a lot of that is tied to spirituality and religion?
I think so, and I also think it's a lot like towards like, I think some is spirituality and religion, and also classes like sex. Like I think if you have like that, and I think
that makes a lot of sense.
I think a lot of the people that don't have that, or that was robbed from them in some way, are actually more free in that realm. Like, I mean, my take is most likely if you're living under the thumb of some type of dogma that's telling you something, and that could be
it stays in your head, regardless.
100%.
Even if you fight it,
whether that's a political, so like it's like a social political thing that's kind of like religious, or a full on religious thing, or it's just like a kind of like colonial familial thing, like if it's just like baked into.
But that's the thing. It's like how they say about like, no one's born not knowing Jesus. Like, who could be born right now and not being under the thumb? They'd have to be like a Mowgli or something, like live in the jungle.
Well, yeah, but I guess I mean like okay, I would say this: like, if you had kids, I think you would be okay with somewhere in that household, somewhere in that them growing up, there would be a sense of like empowering them for their body.
Of course, I mean, but yeah, that's just.
But I think that's because I hear you talk about yourself, and it's like for Josh too, clear as day. I know, like if you had a kid, there'd be somewhere in there. It's like the empowerment of understanding your body, interacting with your body, knowing who you are. There's a shit ton of families out there that's nowhere at all, and I think
probably
for
majority too.
Yeah, so I think for them, like stuff like this would enlighten,
help out,
but also like it's such. Like for them too, if I was like, oh yeah, don't nut for a month, they'd probably be like, what the fuck? What? No. Like, because it's so overwhelming, just the thought of like learning something besides like, you know, I think most people are just taught like dick and vagina. They're just like, yo, that's just it.
P and the V.
Yeah, P and V, and they go, that's how it works.
I wonder how Mormons are, because I mean, obviously they procreate like crazy.
Well, there's loopholes that have been.
No, I mean like how
Yeah.
they're taught from like young, because obviously they're like.
I mean,
Well, it's for procreation. A lot of religions, it's like sex should only be had for. Like I think that's a lot of religions. Like
I think it
maybe a
really
majority
fucks
of
their
them.
heads up.
they're just doing it for kids.
From my family standpoint, listening to like, especially like if like Laura talks about it, shout out sister, like she'll just say in general the people that she knows and the things she's seen, it's like it's doing it for the religion, it's doing it for the procreation and to the push forward of the religion. Yeah. So it's not even, there's nothing else in it.
Yeah, but that's what religion is. You give up yourself.
It's a sacrifice for a greater thing that you don't know.
You don't
what
know.
it is.
Yeah.
That's why it's like I see why people do it, and then I can see why people rebel. And you know what I mean?
That's a huge thing, man. Being like, I'm gonna go with faith.
That's it.
I think though, like, if you're not like in kind of like a more of a bubble within the
close-knit,
society,
yeah.
like, I think eventually you question that no matter what
have
religion
to,
it's from.
right?
Like,
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah, I
operating
think
and
you
just like
have
kind
to.
of out and about, like, yeah, because
You have to.
critical
You'll see
thinking,
something that
yeah.
just goes against what you.
yeah, and not
What
even
you've been
like
taught,
yeah,
told, what-
it's
yeah.
like it's not even necessarily like corn or like anything in
Anything,
movies.
yeah.
It's like I think it would come from like talking like with friends, because you're not only going to keep with like people who have the
Especially
exact
once you
same
get
beliefs.
older, yeah. If you,
Yeah, and then like they tell you about stuff, and you're just like a little more curious, and then you're like, wait, but I've been taught this my whole life. Why is that any different? But then you're like, then I think you just question like motivations and intentions and stuff from there. Just like it's like a
I know
seed.
none of us are like hella religious, but it would kind of be like if we found out today, us three found out that like the devil was actually the right way. Exactly. Like, how could you even? You'd be like, what? Huh?
I mean,
I don't believe it anyway, but you're saying that's right?
That
Yeah.
that's the full proof. It's the 100% proven way. Like
That's what. That's what I'm saying. Like, obviously,
I'm
we can't do
I'd be like,
that.
I'm discouraged. Actually, I'd be like,
You know what I
that's
mean?
the
Like,
what?
you can't do that, and that's not maybe
Yeah.
the best, but it'd be
Yeah,
just
but
like extreme.
I'm upset.
I'm upset.
Very extreme. Damn.
I like how. Well, sorry. Do you have? Are there any other? Okay.
Good. I was just throwing it up there. That stuff.
So I really enjoy how we've had a lot of talk about kind of ethical things on this one. So I'm gonna throw. Have you guys ever heard the trolley problem?
No.
no,
All right,
you
so
mentioned it.
This is the
Let's
trolley
hear
problem.
this.
It's a thought. It basically speaks on your ethics, and it's no right or wrong, no good or bad. So you're standing on the side of a train track, right? And you're just
Can I hit your?
Oh,
trolley?
I think I want to hear it though.
so you're standing on the side of a train track, and you're just chilling there, and you're like, okay, like here I am, and you see this trolley coming up, and you recognize it's going really, really fast, and you hear the dude yelling, "No brakes, no brakes, no brakes," and you see that there's 4 people tied to the track that's on.
Okay.
So you're like, oh my God, those 4 people are going to die. You can't get them off. You can't get them off. You can't go and save them. You don't have the ability. It's coming too fast. But you see a
Diverter.
lever to divert them. But you divert them to a track with 1 person tied to it.
I have a couple questions.
Okay.
'Cause I've heard.
Was that the whole?
That's the whole thing. That's
that's
it.
the whole
So that's
thing,
the
yeah.
whole thing. Yeah.
My question is, there's 1 in 4, right?
Yeah. So here I'll say it. The natural path
It's
of
going
you not
towards
stepping in
the
is
4?
4 people.
Yep.
The change path of you stepping in is going towards 1 person.
That person is future Gandhi.
Yeah. So no, I mean
Just
you.
kidding,
That's
yeah.
where you can step in. No, that's where you can
My-
step in. So
I have a couple questions, and they'd probably be quick observations. I'd be
yeah,
looking.
yeah. So you're there. There's nothing else you can do besides pull the lever. By
If
the way,
it's 4 children, 1 man, man goes. If it's 4
Four-
serial killers,
it's 4 U's.
1 elderly man, 4 serial killers.
No. It's all of them together are
It's all me.
5 acquaintances that you have. They're acquaintances. No good, no bad. 5 acquaintances.
One's got to go.
One's you have 4 on one. You have 1 on another.
Yeah, the one's got to go.
Mhm. So which one what do you do?
The one.
So you pull the lever.
Yeah.
And you say, and so the 1 and the 4. How about yourself?
I think that's my natural inclination is to do that. This is the one.
So you step in to the natural order of things.
Mm-hmm.
So do you step into the natural order of things in general in life, or do you believe in
I
that?
already knew. That's why I pointed at you. I was going to say, wait. Wait.
Because you generally
Wait.
say that you don't step into the natural order. You
I
let things
didn't
go.
know that I had the opportunity to not pull the lever.
No, that was totally it. That's it. You either let it hit the 4 people,
I thought
or
I had to.
No, you don't.
No.
I walk away. I turn my back on.
So you know.
I turn my back on everybody.
But you know what happens.
I don't.
I mean, it's
No, it's like you're,
no, like
you're
you can't,
presented at the
like
thing.
it's there. Even if you walk away, you're gonna hear it. You hear it.
I'm gonna believe that it didn't happen.
Oh my God, Jesus! Just burying that down deep.
I'm gonna believe it didn't happen.
And that's how the Holocaust happened.
You're right. I can't say that.
So, but
Yeah.
so like you
one.
generally believe that you don't step into the natural order of things.
I don't. No, I mean, I feel like if I got to, I will for sure.
But in that scenario, though,
I got to. One's got to. Go.
okay. So you do the one.
Do the one.
You do the one.
Mm-hmm.
I as well do the one. But the whole thing is now you never had to choose. You didn't have to choose, but now you've chose. So technically, you've chosen to kill someone.
Yep.
Yep. That's like, I think that's like
So-
something, yeah.
Like I think, yeah. So I mean, it's. I think it's like I like the whole idea because it does make you step out of like.
So what happens if you turn away?
It still happens
No, I know it still happens. But
Well, then
what
you-
does that say about you as a person?
that you can't bear to see what your actions, I guess,
Mm.
or what happen. You don't watch what happens. That's basically what it means. You
Like,
know,
kind of like,
And if you take the 4 out,
I mean, if you sit there and take the 4 out, you're letting the natural state happen. You're also admitting to yourself that this is the natural scenario. You know, if like you sit there
I
and
think
you're like,
I'm a superhuman, so I'm gonna step in,
and what?
pull a lever.
Yeah, so you save the 4 and
I would pull it and it would snap in half.
and then,
and then
it does a 360.
and then it kills
five
them
people
all.
instead. Yeah.
It just
It doubles back,
it
gets
splits.
us all.
You're like, I did
It's them
not
all.
think that was
I
going to
would do that.
happen.
They'd be like, "You got the decision." I'm thinking about it, and I pull it, and it just falls off in my hand.
Right. But like you, I mean,
kills you
but,
too.
but like, let's say to your point though, what you were asking earlier, doesn't matter if you know the people,
Of course,
and so then it's okay to kill or not kill certain people because it matters.
of course, we're seeing that fall out right now, man.
But like for you, like
You see me too affected?
I know what you're saying.
I know you know.
I know what you're saying. But like,
I know, and to
In
be
this-
politically correct, I am affected by when I see death. I am affected.
well, I
Not
mean,
to be politically correct.
No,
though, but
just
like,
be
what's
human.
Like, yeah. What's
I don't want to do that. I'm a robot.
exactly? Yeah. What would RoboTrade do then? If that's
Nah, I feel feelings at times.
I like how you try to play down the fact that I don't have feelings.
No, yeah, you
Does
gotta-
not
You gotta
compute.
step in. You got to step in when you can. I mean, but the thing is, it's like in that situation, I know that I can make a change.
Yeah.
In the world situations,
That's
I
what I was going
don't
to take it
know
to. Okay.
that.
That's what I was going to say. Next point. What differentiates
That.
between that
That's it.
or you making a?
I absolutely know that if I pull this lever, the less evil is going to happen.
Well, that's like being like having this assuredness of like an outcome, and like I think it kind of speaks to a little bit of like the wider implications of like being able to affect change in the world. I think that's like that's kind of evident about like all of like our opinions that we've spouted.
Yeah. The reason why I bring it up is this thought has been a lot on my mind with certain scenarios right now currently in the world, and where we actually have the power to pull a lever or not actually. But no matter what, you can look away or you can look at it, and nonetheless it's still happening no matter what. I mean, like I said, there's no right or wrong. There's a lot like
So by that, you're saying a pulling of the lever could be just making a social post.
it could be, or the pulling of the lever could be you stepping in to something that you believe in. You're actually actively doing something because you actively are like, if you pull the lever, you actively believe that you are saving 4 lives for the price of 1. That's what you're telling yourself. You know that you're actively doing that and that's worth something. That's the like, whereas if you don't pull it, you're saying to yourself, this is going to happen. That's what is
Tough
happens.
call, man, because we all know the people that do stuff for belief that may not be looked at as right.
Well, that goes behind everybody's like
I think
beliefs
so,
of
yeah.
like certain people believe whatever they're doing is right, and then
Yep.
obviously there's like always a counterpoint to that.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's quite profound.
Yeah. So anybody watching, tell us what you think. What would you do?
And ask your parents.
And ask you, yeah, and your children. Oh, maybe not.
No,
Maybe so.
no, not your children.
I don't know. That'd be kind of
Maybe-
crazy.
I think,
like
like-
old enough children. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
where
No,
that
not when you're like
rests.
5 or something.
No,
not
like
till like a
13?
5-year-old.
Is that still too young?
That's
think
too
15.
old, bro. Like you're an adult then.
So like, who are you asking? How old would you ask?
7. This world's real, bro.
Damn, I really want to see Trey with a 7-year-old asking this question. You press him.
No, you gotta answer.
Imagine my dad was asking me some crazy ass shit, bro. I would be asking some crazy ass shit.
Do you have any? What friends have a 7?
Ryan,
Well, yeah,
all the ranch
All of them.
all of the Rancho.
Yeah, I guess like
You could ask them that they would.
I'd be really- I would-
understand,
yeah.
They could answer, but
Yeah,
they're pushing the limits of.
I think that'd be really hard.
Well,
'cause-
yeah, because like they would have. I think it would automatically. A lot of them would be save the 4.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
I
ultimately
think that's
what
like
it is.
I think that would be it. But like as they get older, we're talking about lived experience. Like
Other
a while
stuff
ago,
starts.
it's like other things like other like
Do I know them?
Yeah.
Are they
Yeah.
old?
what did they do?
What do they look like?
yeah, like exactly what
happened?
you're saying. It's like those questions start creeping in, and
Yeah.
it like it makes
Did I have to do
choices
that?
a little bit.
Did I really have to step in? Did I really have to do what I said?
Have they
Yeah.
ever done anything?
Well, my
bad?
choices even make a difference.
Yeah,
in the
does my
end.
choice make a difference in the end? They were going to. Everyone dies in the end. Yeah, the whole thing. Anyway, that was my spiel.
That was a good show.
Good
Yeah,
spiel.
thanks.
All right. Well, we will. I guess the next time we see you guys will be in another country,
Yeah, next time you see us, it's gonna be palm trees and branches,
and maybe rain, maybe not. Hopefully, some slopes.
some sloths,
It's gonna be dope.
some minkies, probably some rain.
Yeah.
You're all prepared, or you said you're not? You're prepared.
Yeah, now I am. Got passport.
Oh shit! That's what I got to do when I go back today. I got to get like my
You gotta get
carry
your stuff.
on and like because I was gonna start packing my suitcase. Oh, we got to figure out some stuff out.
Yeah, we definitely did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot to figure out.
That was the main thing when I told Sean. I was like, we got to figure out the logistics
Yep.
of.
Yeah, we would love to record an episode out there. Maybe you guys can meet some of our friends. Hopefully,
I don't think we'll have to. We're gonna do it.
It's gonna happen.
Tay.
It's the level of production quality is what we're.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. We'll do it. We'll do it.
I might
We'll do
need
it.
some makeup.
Oh, we're all gonna be shiny out there, so don't worry about that.
Again, Cubano shirts, all just freaking a ring.
With like, yeah,
It's just a sweat ring.
but yeah, hopefully, I don't know if we can get like Nufo out there.
Oh, we'll get them.
Maybe we'll get like maybe
I
we'll
want to
pull.
get for sure Tay.
Oh, we gotta get Tay. We gotta get Jimmy in there.
Yeah,
maybe,
sure.
maybe. I don't know who else.
100%.
All right. Well, that was a rousing conversation. Thanks for that little insightful question right there at the end, Sean.
I like that. That was a good one.
Yeah. Can you do that every week? Can you
Yeah.
bring that to
you
Costa
gotta-
Rica?
yeah, have a good
Oh yeah,
question right
I got good stuff.
Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good. So yeah, we will see you guys in a week. Thank you everybody for your viewership. Thank you for your time, and thanks also for all your likes, comments, and subscriptions.
Means a lot. Thank you.
Let's say shout out to Courtney and Nufo getting married next week.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the people we get to see. Shout out to like all you guys. You guys can hit us up at any of the socials at Almost Never Pod on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Apple, Spotify. Which Trey, we're only on
I
episode
know.
21 on
I know.
Spotify.
I know.
Okay, just letting you know.
I'm on TikTok.
Sean's on TikTok now. Give it up to Sean.
It happened. They made me.
I mean, you've already had more posts than I had, so like, yeah, you're pulling ahead, my friend. Also, I think we got a playlist on Spotify up for November. We'll post that shortly. Yeah, thank you guys. You guys got anything last to say?
Thank you guys a lot.
Share. Tell
Like,
your friends.
comment, and
Yeah.
subscribe.
Post some
And
things.
and talk to us because we like that.
Are we responding to stuff on YouTube now? Like, are we
Yeah,
responding? comments?
generally we
Okay,
respond.
Yeah,
cool.
we respond.
Cool.
We respond.
I don't have
Always.
anything to do with that, so you know.
No, yeah, I definitely respond for sure. Or
Great.
at least like it at the least.
Author likes. Yeah. All right, y'all.
engagement. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you next
Peace.
week. Bye.